A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
Presented by Heinz Honey and Almond Cream. Tonight, the Hall of Fame brings you Walt Disney and his gang. Yes, they're all here. Mickey and Minnie Mouse.
Hello.
The Three Little Pigs.
Hello, everybody.
Pluto the Pup. Clara Cluck. Donald Duck, and all the others. And here's the original Silly Symphony Orchestra in a medley of silly symphony tunes featuring the voices of the original characters. First, the Three Little Pigs and the song which swept the world. From the Grasshopper and the Ant.
Now the good book says the Lord provides. There's food on every tree. I see no reason to worry and work. No, sir. Not me. Oh, the world owes me a living. The world owes me a living. You should soil your Sunday plans like those other foolish ants. Come on, let's play and sing and dance.
The Waltz from Lullaby Land.
Everything nice and all be fun in
nothing but a nothing from the Flying Mouse.
You're nothing but a nothing, a nothing, a nothing. You're nothing but a nothing. You're not a thing at all. To be a bat's a bum thing, a silly and a dumb thing. At least a bat is something. You're not a thing at all.
Pigs might say, who's afraid of the big bad wind? Who's afraid of the old hard water? Who's afraid of pots and pans, dishes, mops and brooms? Wind, weather, housework. Defy them with Heinz Honey and Almond Cream. No matter how windy or cold the weather gets, or how much housework you have to do, you'll never have to worry about rough, red, chapped hands again if you use Heinz regularly. It's almost magical the way Heinz makes raw, sore hands stop hurting and starts right in to heal the most painful cracks. Let the children use Heinz on their chapped faces and hands and on their red, raw knees when they come in out of the cold. Heinz eases the drawn, dry feeling that makes the skin burn when children come indoors. You know, when children's hands are rough and chapped, dirt gets ground in, and the skin looks grimy no matter how thoroughly it's scrubbed. But if their hands are softened and healed by Heinz, it will save a lot of unnecessary suffering, and they'll be easier to keep clean. Hand lotion fads come and go, but for 60 years, women have looked upon Heinz as the one dependable protection against chapping, the tried and proved way to keep hands smooth and lovely, even in the bitterest weather. For in addition to its healing balms, Heinz also contains cosmetic ingredients, which beautify the skin and keep it young-looking. And now it is my privilege to introduce the personality behind all of the world-beloved Mickey Mouse and Silly Symphonies. Ladies and gentlemen, Walt Disney.
That's enough. Whoa! Thanks, gang. Hello, everybody. How'd you like to be the father of my family at Christmas time? I mean, did you ever try to pick out a Christmas necktie for a horse? Or rubber boots for a young duck? Don't worry, Donald, you'll get your boots. Bless his heart. Well, we'll hear from him later in the program. No, Donald. Not yet. Nice little fellow. Now, our program tonight is to be a surprise party. It's the gang's Christmas present for... Donald, put it down. I told you not to bring that pop gun to the studio. Yes, you. And don't point it at people. Boys will be boys. Yes, the gang has gotten up the entire program by themselves. They've named it quite appropriately the Christmas Stocking. And each one of them has put a surprise for us, Donald, in the stocking. Donald, put it down. Donald, don't point that gun at Clara Clark. Why, if it went off accidentally, you'd hit her. Yes, I'm sure. Give it to him, Clara. You bet she wants to fight. Sig him, Clara. Let him up, Clara. You win. That's enough. You got just what you deserve. Shame on you. And if you hit anyone else with that gun, I'll break it right over my knee. Yes. Donald, give me that gun. Give it here. So you don't think I meant it? Well, I'll show you. There, let that be a lesson to you. And from now on, I want you to be a good duck. Say, Mr. Disney to you, Donald. Donald, just one more word out of you, and I'll call the boogeymen. How? Why, I'll just clap my hands 3 times, and they'll pop right out at you. Okay, I warned you. Here goes.
Well, I guess we got rid of Donald Duck for a while. And now Miss Minnie Mouse will take the first surprise from our Christmas stocking. Here she is. Donald, where'd you come from? Well, what do you want now? No, Donald, not now. Wait for your turn. Donald, give me those bells. Oh, I don't want to fight. But if I hear any more out of you, I'll sell you back to Joe Penner. Well, there goes Donald, and here comes Minnie.
Hello, everybody. Merry Christmas.
Minnie, I hear you have a big surprise for us in the Christmas stocking.
Open your mouth and shut your eyes.
Oh, no, not with Donald in the studio. Just tell us what the big surprise is.
It's my two little birds, Jenny Wren and Cock Robin.
Are they going to sing for us? Minnie's going to play the violin while her two birds, Cock Robin and Jenny Wren, sing the love duet from their new silly symphony, Who Killed Cock Robin? And I might mention that this is our first mystery thriller. We defy you to guess who killed him. In fact, if you even suspect who killed Cock Robin, we'll give you Donald Duck. All ready, Minnie?
Wait till I give my birds a kiss. Sound your right, Jenny Wren. Oh, no. Higher, Jenny, higher. That's right, precious. Come on, Cock Robin. Hop up on Minnie's violin. Get your pitch. Listen. Oh, that's perfect. All right.
Splendid, Minnie. I'm sure your little birds will be a sensation on the screen.
Oh, thank you, Bob.
And while we're on the subject of pictures, I suppose you know that from now on all of Mickey's pictures will be in Technicolor.
And will Mickey's pants be red?
Yes, indeed. And I think it's about time his face was red, too. Let's get him up here to the microphone.
All right. Yoo-hoo. Oh, Mickey. Come on and bring your pig.
Okay, Minnie. Suey. Hello. I got a surprise. Many birds are okay, but I got something better than that. Wait till you hear my singing pigs. First, I gotta get them in pitch. Well, that's good enough. We ain't so particulars, Minnie. Presenting Mr. and Mrs. Patty Pig.
Mickey, that was beautiful.
Oh, you ain't heard nothing. Hand me that bucket of frogs, Minnie.
Here it is. Oh,
She's afraid of frogs. I'll catch him. I got one. Hold him, Walt.
Yeah. Steady, boy. Is there a blotter in the house?
Hey, where's my tree frog?
Here he is, Mickey.
Thanks, Goofy. Introducing the Millpond Brothers. Hopple, Turple, and Purple. Must be something yet. Well, here they are.
Well, the old songs are always best. But let's see what the orchestra can do with a brand new tune called Heidi Hades from a silly symphony, The Goddess of Spring. Same old silly pigs, always clowning. Well, Pig, now that you're here... Oh, Donald, please. Oh, Donald, I said no. Give me that cowbell.
Well, Pigs, what have you got to say for yourself?
Merry Christmas, everybody!
And a busy and prosperous New Year, Professor.
Pigs, this is the time of the year we forgive our enemies. I want you to call the big bad wolf on the phone and wish him a Merry Christmas.
I wouldn't feel safe unless it was a long-distance call, sir.
No, that's not the Christmas spirit. The poor wolf is down and out, friendless, and he's hungry.
Uh-oh!
What's more, the big bad wolf is a fellow actor. He's always given the best he had to the cause of drama.
Oh, drama! What big eyes you've got!
I'm serious about this, Pig. Really, I am. I'll dial his numbers, and you wish him a Merry Christmas. Hello?
Hello?
Here he is. Take the phone.
Hello? We're the three little pigs.
Yeah? So what?
We want to sing you a Christmas carol.
Oh, fine. I'll be right over.
No, you stay where you are.
But I'd like to have you boys for dinner on Christmas. In fact, I've been counting on it.
I was afraid of that.
Well, where are you now?
Never mind. We just want to sing you this Christmas song. Listen.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. We just got you on the phone because we want to say, who's afraid of the big bad wolf? Big bad wolf, big bad wolf. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? Yeah, 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 yeah.
I'll get you for this, why you're...
Just the same foolish little pig. They'll never learn. Holy mackerel, what's that? Oh, Donald, for heaven's sake, stop it. Terrible. And anyway, the three pigs have just finished singing that. I'm sorry, Donald, you're too late. No jingle bells. And now, here's a real surprise. Grand Opera. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with the greatest pleasure that I unveil the All-American Opera, written especially for this broadcast by Miss Minnie Mouse.
Thank you, everybody.
The principals will be Princess Leonora, sung by the Barnyard Nightingale, Madame Clara Clout. The role of Don Petticoat will be sung by Pluto the Pup. And Manrico, the Duke of Lysol, will be sung by Donald Duck. All right, overture. Our scene is a moonlit garden. It is spring. On a balcony overlooking the garden stands Leonora. She is in love, deeply in love. She sighs. She stretches out her arms. The moonlight has enchanted her. A song of love is on her lips. Leonora stops. She sees one of her lovers approaching. It is Manrico, the Duke of Lysol. Leonora greets Manrico. Interrupted. It is the other lover, Don Petticoat. Shoving Manrico aside, Don Petticoat pours out his heart. Hot words lead to blows. The lovers draw their swords. They come together. It is a battle to the death.
Enrico and Don Pebico both fall to the ground, mortally wounded. Leonora rushes to the ground beside them. She realizes that she has lost both her lovers. So she takes out a vial of poison and drinks. Then she tries to revive the lovers so they can all die together. She bathes their wounds with Heinz honey and almond cream. They open their eyes. They see fair Leonora sinking to the ground. She is breathing her last. Her heart is pounding. All three are dead, but they struggle to their feet and sing as they have never sung before. Oh, Clara is her face. She was trying so hard to reach that high note, and she laid an egg.
It's the night before Christmas, and soon on his way, old Santa will come with his reindeer and sleigh. The children are sleeping all quiet and still, and the stockings are ready now for Santa to fill. With candy and blazing, he'll fill everyone, and up through the chimney he'll go when he's done. With a laugh he will call as he drives out of sight.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
And the Hall of Fame joins Walt Disney and his gang in wishing you all a Merry, Merry Christmas. We hope you've enjoyed this broadcast of Mickey Mouse and the other famous Disney characters. Screenland Magazine is offering prizes in a contest of letters telling why you like Mickey Mouse. You'll find all of the details of the contest in the February issue of Screenland Magazine, which is now on the newsstands. The Hall of Fame is presented by the makers of Heinz Honey and Almond Cream, which throughout the bitterest weather keeps hard-working hands smooth and comfortable, lovely to look at and thrilling to touch. Next week, the Hall of Fame brings a return engagement of those two celebrated personalities of the screen, Charlie Ruggles and Mary Bolt. The Hall of Fame has come to you from the NBC studios in Hollywood. John McIntyre speaking. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Calling all cars, the presentation of the Rio Grande Oil Company.
Los Angeles Police calling all cars, attention all cars, broadcast 57, regarding a suspicious person. Suspect described as short, fat, dressed in a red suit trimmed with white fur, has a ruddy complexion, white beard, twinkling blue eyes. This suspect was seen climbing down the chimney with a sack over his shoulder. Go get him, boy. That's all. Rose and Quirk.
At the darkest hour of Christmas night, just before dawn, a roving police car sights an automobile parked at an awkward angle on a dark street. Suspicious, they draw up behind.
What's the matter, buddy?
Police officers. Say, I'm glad to see you. I'm out of gasoline. How about giving me a lift to a gas station?
Well, you'd have a long walk back this time of the morning, old man. But we've got a reserve can here. Reach back there and help yourself.
Say, that's great. You know, I passed an all-night station not long ago, but I didn't like the gas they sold, so I took a chance. There's only one kind of gasoline that works right in my car.
Did you ever use Rio Grande cracked gasoline before? That's what you're pouring in right now.
Well, that is luck. You know, Rio Grande is the only gasoline I use. But that's right, I remember. All your police cars use Rio Grande cracked gasoline, don't you?
You bet we do. And we feel the same way about it you do. No other gasoline can equal Rio Grande crack for police work.
No fooling. It certainly does make a difference in my car's performance. If I use any other gasoline, my car acts sluggish.
Your car's no more temperamental than these police cruisers. When we step on the gas, we step all the way down. Ordinary gasoline would choke and sputter. But with Rio Grande crack, we just step right out.
Well, here's your can, fellas. You sure were lifesavers. Well, how much do I owe you?
Oh, it's a gift. It's a gift. This is the holiday season. Just return the favor to the next fellow you see who needs gas. Tell him to use Rio Grande crack, too.
And now we are pleased to present Chief James E. Davis of the Los Angeles Police Department. Chief Davis.
Ladies and gentlemen, I joined the Rio Grande Oil Company in sending you the season's greetings. May the joys of this holiday season be multiplied and increased for you through the year to come. This festival of peace is no time to remember the strife that so often is a part of life. We feel that at this happy time, you do not want to be reminded how far men sometimes wander from peace on earth, goodwill toward men.
Your police officer is a peace officer. His duty is to keep the peace. Beyond and above the call of duty, he often gives his life that the peace of the community may be preserved. These are the more spectacular instances. But every day in every city in the land, police officers perform acts of kindness, of humanity, of courage, which never appear in the public press, and reports of which seldom appear even on the police blotters. It is to this human side of the cop, that we turn our attention tonight. From several western cities, we have selected incidents in which the policeman has been your friend, an officer of the peace. Your policeman lives constantly with the ideal, peace on earth, goodwill towards men. It is a warm summer evening in San Francisco. Officer George Guyman, off duty and out of uniform, steps into a candy store to make a telephone call. As he leaves the phone booth...
Well, what's the matter with you, little girl? Come on, tell me, what's the trouble? Are you all alone?
Yes, I'm all alone.
Well, is that so tough? You've got a bag of candy there. It looks good, too.
Yes, that's just the trouble. I've got some candy, but now I can't go to the show.
Why not?
Money gave me 15 cents for the show, and I spent it all for the candy.
Well, that is sort of tough.
And there's a Mickey Mouse in the silly symphony, too.
Gosh, that's tragic. Look here, I'll tell you what. My girl just broke a date on me. Will you let me take you to the show?
Will you, mister? Really?
Sure.
Gee, my candy then, if you like.
That's swell. Come on.
The show is swell. Little Edith and her escort have a grand time. And the Mickey Mouse and Silly Symphony are so funny that Edith has to stay through the second show to see them again. It is way past 9 o'clock when the pair emerge from the theater.
Well, Edith, it's pretty late for little girls to be out alone. You live far from here?
Oh, 5 or 6 blocks.
You better let me drive you home in my car.
Oh, no, I couldn't let you do that.
Why not?
Oh, I'm not allowed.
What do you mean you're not allowed?
My mother always told me not to take rides with strange men.
Oh, well, Edith, you're perfectly safe with me. I'm a policeman.
A policeman?
Mm-hmm.
You're not fooling.
No, I'm not, really.
Then show me your star.
There is.
Well, it looks like a real policeman's star, all right.
Bet your life it is.
But if you're a policeman, why haven't you got a uniform on?
Well, you see, Edith, I'm not on duty. Policemen only wear uniforms when they are on duty, but they wear their stars always.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Come on, you better let me drive you home.
Oh, if you're a policeman, I guess Mother wouldn't mind. I guess it's all right. Here's where I live, and there's my mother on the porch. No, Mommy! Oh, Edith! Oh, my dear! Thank heaven you're safe. Oh, sure, I'm all right, Mommy.
Well, who's this man? I thought I told you never to take a ride with a strange man.
Oh, he isn't strange. He's a policeman. He took me to the show and...
But I gave you money for the show.
Oh, well, I spent no money for candy.
And I happened to see a little girl crying in the candy store, so I asked her to be my guest at the movies.
Well, that's very kind of you, sir, but we've been so worried. I've already called the police and asked them to look for Edith. Well, I thought she might be kidnapped.
Well, she wanted to see the Mickey Mouse again.
Oh, gee, Mother, oh, swell. Mickey Mouse was in an airplane and Pluto nearly fell out.
Oh, darling, you can tell me that later. It's time for you to go to bed now.
Oh, Mother, I want to talk to Mr. Policeman a while.
Not tonight, dear. Oh, I must call the station and tell them you're all right.
Well, don't bother yourself, ma'am. I'll cancel the call from the box on the corner.
Oh, thank you. Yes, and thank you for being so kind to Edith.
Not at all. My girl stood me up tonight, but I had more fun taking Edith to the movies than I'd have had with her anyway.
And will you come back again sometime and take me to the movies, Mr. Policeman?
Well, yes, I'd like to, if it's all right with your mother.
Well, of course it is.
Gee, that's swell. Only, Mr. Policeman?
Yes?
Well, the next time you come, could you wear your uniform?
It is a few days before Christmas last year. Into a little drugstore in the southwest section of Los Angeles steps Mr. L.M. Reedy.
Good afternoon, Mr. Reedy.
Oh, Jack. You got that prescription filled yet?
Yeah, I think Ed's just finishing it. Hey, Ed, got Mr. Reedy's prescription?
Yeah, be ready in a minute.
Bobby got the croup again, huh?
No, but I just want to have some cough medicine along in case he gets wet feet.
Wet feet? Why, where are you going?
I'm taking the family up to Arrowhead for Christmas. A friend of mine lent me his cabin.
Say, that'll be fine. They tell me there's a lot of snow up there now.
Yes, I understand. Bobby will love it. He's never seen snow, you know.
Sure, we'll get a kick out of it then.
Yeah, we'll have an old-fashioned Christmas. I'm even taking a Santa Claus suit. Now, I'll see whether I can get down the chimney or not.
Better take this box with reducing pills if you're going to attempt that.
Here you are, Mr. Reedy. Oh, fine. Family's waiting outside in the car. They're in a hurry to get away. How much is it?
That'll be $1.15, Mr. Reedy.
$1.15. All right, there you are.
Thanks, and Merry Christmas to you.
Oh, same to you both.
Merry
Happy
Christmas.
New Year.
Thanks.
He's a nice guy, isn't he?
Yeah, swell fella. And is he in love with that kid of his, Bobby?
Devoted father, huh?
I'd say so. He thinks the sun rises and sets on that kid. Makes me wish I had one of my own. Well, I better get at that prescription for Dr. Thompson. Ed?
Yeah?
Come here.
What is it?
Is this the alcohol you use in Mr. Reedy's medicine?
Yeah, sure. Why?
Can't you read this label?
Oh, my God.
It's wood alcohol. Stop him. Don't let him get away.
Okay. Mr. Reedy! Mr. Reedy! Mr. Reedy! It's too late. He's gone.
Los Angeles Police calling all cars. Attention all cars. Attention all Los Angeles County Sheriff's cars. Be on the lookout for an automobile described as a 29 green Chevrolet sedan. Containing a man, woman, and a child. The name of the driver, L.M. Reedy. This car is believed to be headed for Lake Arrowhead on the Valley or Foothill Boulevard. Stop this car. Mr. Reedy was sold some medicine in which wood alcohol was placed by mistake. This is urgent. All cars be on the lookout for this automobile. We are now checking Sacramento for the license number. Stand by for that information.
All over Los Angeles, radio patrol cars scan the heavy pre-Christmas traffic for the meagerly described automobile. The teletype flashes the message to the sheriff's substations, to San Bernardino, to Lake Arrowhead. The state motor patrol is notified. The Valley and Foothill Boulevards are watched for the green sedan. Motorcycle policemen stop the traffic in Waterman Canyon, gateway to Lake Arrowhead. A breathless 2 hours pass. And then on the Foothill Boulevard near Glendora, 2 officers in a patrol car.
Here comes a green Chevrolet. Keep your eyes open.
That won't be it. There's millions of green Chevrolet sedans. I found that out today.
Wait a minute. There's a man and a woman and a kid in that one. And they got on wool caps. They look like they're going to the snow.
All right, let's go then.
Pull over.
I wasn't doing anything, officer. This old buggy can't go faster than 35.
That's all right, mister. Is your name Reedy?
What's the matter?
Did you buy a bottle of cough medicine from a druggist before you left Los Angeles?
Yeah?
Well, I'm sure glad we found you.
Let me have it.
What's the matter? I need it in case Bobby catches cold.
You won't want to give him this.
Why not?
Because they made a mistake when they filled the prescription. It contains wood alcohol.
Good heavens.
Oh, Lester, just think I wanted to give him some back in Monrovia.
Here, officer. You take the bottle. I don't even want it in the car.
Thanks. We'll just make sure nobody gets a hold of this.
Oh, officer, you've saved our boy's life. How can we ever repay you? Lester, we must do something for this officer.
Forget it, lady. It's all in the day's work.
Los Angeles Police calling car 11, car 11. 5 in Spring. A woman threatened to jump off the building. Get on there, boys.
Wild traffic at one of Los Angeles' busiest intersections is jammed with a morbidly curious mob. Car 11 screams through downtown streets. High above the crowd, the tiny woman's figure is blackly silhouetted against the noonday sky as she stands teetering on the corners of the building. 30 seconds after the call is broadcast, radio car 11 is at the scene, and Officer W.L. Patterson is shooting up the elevator to the roof. He rushes up the last flight of stairs and out onto the roof. Where is she?
Over there on the edge. Don't go near her, officer. She'll jump. She needs it.
Hello there, lady. What are you doing out there?
Go away. Don't you come near me.
You better be careful. You'll fall.
I won't fall. I'm going to jump.
Why, what's the matter?
I'm tired of living.
Oh, now that's no way to talk.
You know.
Well, come on over here away from that ledge and let's talk this thing over.
I've thought it all out. I'm through with life. I'd be better off dead.
What's wrong with life?
Everything. My husband's left me. I can't find work. There's nothing to live for.
Well, you'll change your mind when you're halfway down, and then it'll be too late.
I've never finished anything I ever started, but I'm going to finish this job, and I'm going to do it right now.
Now, just a minute. You better think this thing over.
I have.
Here, look. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll toss a coin whether you jump or not.
What?
Sure. You're a good sport, aren't you?
Well, yes, I've always tried to be.
Okay. Now, I'll toss a coin. If it comes up heads, you jump. If it's tails, you don't. How about it?
Well, all right. I'll gamble with you.
All right. I'll toss this quarter. Well, it fell on the roof. Here, what is it?
Let me take it. Let me go! Why didn't you let me jump? You wouldn't even let me finish this, would you?
I'm sorry, ma'am, but it's against the law to take your own life. You can be arrested for it.
Yeah, and
You hurt my head when you knocked me over.
I beg your pardon for that, ma'am, but it really doesn't hurt as much as it would if you'd hit the street with it.
Officer Patterson's bravery in risking his own life to prevent another from taking hers causes much newspaper attention. Once quieted and cared for in the Georgia Street Receiving Hospital, the attempted suicide is glad that she was deterred from self-destruction. And through the Missing Persons Bureau, the police department manages to find her lost husband and reunite the couple. In Santa Barbara, there is a new chief of police. Jesse A. Butts believes in keeping the personal contact with the citizenry he protects. Recently, he had a very serious case to consider.
What's the trouble, Sonny?
I want to see Chief Butts.
Well, no, he's pretty busy right now.
I gotta see him. I gotta have his help.
Yeah, but you see, kid, the chief's awfully busy chasing robbers. Can't you tell me what the trouble is?
No, I gotta see the chief.
What's the trouble, Sergeant?
A citizen here demanded to see you, Chief. I told him you were busy, but he won't take no for an answer.
Okay, send him in.
Right this way, kid.
Are you really Chief Butts?
Sure.
Gee.
Come on in and sit down. Well, now, let's have your story. What's your name?
Johnny Burns.
How old are you?
6, going on 7.
And what's your trouble?
My dog's lost.
Well, maybe he'll come home.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, sure he will.
No, I'm sure he won't.
What makes you so sure?
Well, you see, I haven't any license for him.
Oh.
But gosh, I'd be willing to get one. I could only find a job.
So you're one of the army of unemployed, huh?
What's that, Chief?
I mean you're out of work.
Yes, sir. I ain't old enough to sell papers. The other kids that sell papers, gosh, they can earn money for the license.
I see.
Queenie's a good dog, Chief. She never hurt no one. Can't you get her back for me?
Well, now, you wouldn't ask me to break the law, would you?
No, not exactly. But I would like to get Queenie back. I don't care much how I do it.
Well, come on. And we'll take a ride over to the pound in the police car and see what we can do about it.
We're going in a real police car? Sure enough?
Sure enough, Johnny.
Gee.
Well, Johnny, do you see Queenie anywhere?
She'll come running if she's there. There she is. Come here, Queenie. Hello, Queenie. Get up for me, will you? Please get up for me.
Well, we'll see what they can do.
On, Doctor.
Yes, say, what's Johnny got to do to get his dog out of here?
Hey, for his license.
Well, how much is that?
$2.
Well, here you are.
Thanks, Chief. Just a minute, I'll put a license on it.
Come on, Queenie. Get your license on your collar.
There you are, Johnny.
Thanks.
Well, come on, Johnny. Now, where do you live?
I'm real safe.
Well, I'll take you home.
Will you pull the siren open all the way?
Okay, Johnny.
Gee, Chief Butts, I want to thank you.
That's all right, Sonny. Come on, now, get in.
San Diego police calling all cars. Attention all cars. A drunken man has stolen a black Studebaker sedan. License 8Z like zebra 8816. 8Z like zebra 8816. Get in quick, boys, before it crashes into someone. That's all.
Officers DeWolf and Stevenson, cruising about in the San Diego police car, hear the warning to watch for a drunken driver. And almost before the end of the police broadcast, the heavy sedan tears toward them, weaving dangerously down the street.
There he goes. Boy, is that guy drunk.
We'll get him. I'll run him to the curb. Hang on.
But the crazed driver of the big sedan refuses to stop. He tears on at top speed, endangering pedestrians, narrowly missing other motorists. Officers DeWolf and Stevenson cannot keep abreast of the fleeing car. The shrieking sirens and screaming brakes attract another police car containing officers Westerdahl and Agnew. They join the chase.
Get up the gas, Agnew. We gotta stop that fella before he kills someone.
Hey, look out, he's going to hit that streetcar.
But the plunging sedan miraculously misses a crowded streetcar, veers to the wrong side of the street, and gets ahead of the police car.
Officer Stevenson and DeWolf realize that unless the rolling juggernaut is stopped at once, a serious accident is inevitable.
You'll have to shoot, Stevenson. But if I kill that driver, the car will run wild.
It's wild anyhow. Hurry up, shoot.
I'll shoot up in the air. Maybe you'll stop if he hears a few bullets.
The other police car draws alongside, and seeing the desperate measures being taken by their brother officers, they too begin to shoot. But realizing that any second a crash might cost the lives of innocent persons, these officers attempt to get the driver first.
That got him. Boy, the car's going to turn over. Come on, get him out quick. Come on, before that car catches fire.
Put him in your car and rush him to the hospital. No time to call an ambulance. And while the officers are booking their wounded prisoner at the jail hospital, congratulating themselves on capturing the driver before his insane driving had killed or injured innocent bystanders, a call comes to the hospital.
Hey, Stevenson. We just got a call to pick up a dead body at 11th and J Street. That's in your territory.
Sure, that's right near where we got this crazy fool. How was this fellow killed?
He was shot. He staggered into the Quality Creamery, and they called a doctor. But the fellow died before he got there.
Sounds strange. Come on, DeWolf, let's hurry out and check on this.
Detectives Jerry Leiter and E.A. Dykeman of the San Diego Police Detective Bureau joined the officers and the ambulance surgeon at the scene of the killing. Shouldering through the morbidly curious crowd, they interrogate the surgeon.
I'm sorry I can't help you much. They called me and I got here in just a moment, but I couldn't save him. The bullet penetrated his brain.
Well, let's look for some kind of clues over here on the ground. Doctor, will you see if you can extract the bullet? Now, any of you folks know anything about this man?
Well, here's his wallet with his identification card, Sleitner. And here's a couple of dollars. Doesn't look like robbery.
Here's the bullet, Lieutenant. It was easy to reach, but it's a funny kind of bullet. It's all flat and bent.
I'm afraid I know the answer. Well, take the body away, Doctor. Come on, move on, you folks. DeWolf, you and Stevenson come here with me, will you?
Okay.
Listen, you fellas went right past here a little while ago chasing that drunk, didn't you?
Yeah. We started shooting back there a ways. Officers Westerdahl and Agnew caught up with us back there, and they were shooting, too. We were shooting in the air until the last shot. We hit him with that.
Well, here's where the man was standing. You can see the bloodstains yet on the sidewalk. And the bullet went right through the top of his head. Must have come from above. Now, look at this bullet. It's all flattened out and bent.
And must have ricocheted. Say, do you suppose one of the bullets we fired in the air could have hit a building and ricocheted back to kill this man?
Hey, look up there at that cornice. Huh? See that fresh scar? Could have hit it. It could have hit there and bounced over here and killed this innocent bystander.
Hey, that's a terrible thing, but, well, it could have happened.
Of course, we're not actually responsible, but it was entirely accidental. I don't like the job, but I'll go see this man's family.
That evening, Detective Leitner comes into the San Diego police station and walks somberly up to the group of officers at the sergeant's desk.
What's the matter, Jerry? Why the sad look?
Boys, I like to think I'm a hard-boiled cop, but I feel so low now I'd like to cry.
Oh, what's wrong? Can we help you?
It isn't me, fellas. Remember that man killed today at 11th and J?
Yeah?
Well, he was killed by a policeman's bullet. It was accidental enough. The bullet hit a stone cornice and ricocheted, so we're not technically responsible, but I was just calling his widow. It's a tough spot for her. She hasn't a cent. Her husband was out looking for a job when he got killed. And they've got two little youngsters, cute kids. I talked with them. They don't know their daddy's dead. I had to buy their dinner, not a bite in the house. What's going to happen to that woman, boys?
Gosh, gee, that's tough. Looks like we're morally responsible for her.
Come on, boys. Let's make up a purse. We can't let a widow and kids go hungry.
Now, wait a minute. This takes more than a little, though. An innocent man is dead from a police bullet. Accidentally, I admit, but I feel it's up to us police to take care of that family's future. A few dollars won't release us from that responsibility.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you're right.
Let me offer a suggestion. I'm president of the police relief. All you fellows pay money into the fund every month. What do you say we turn that money over to the widow?
Yeah, but that's against the rules, Jobbins. The money we cops pay in the police relief is just for the families of police officers injured in line of duty.
Well, don't you think if we asked the boys that they'd all vote to change the rules?
During that night and the next day, the word spread from one man to another in the San Diego police force. The next day, Detective Joe Jobbins, president of Police Relief, received the unanimous vote of the entire police department, authorizing him to suspend the rules and do everything possible for the widow and her children. At the next meeting of the Police Relief, Detective Jobbins makes his report.
Well, I've got bad news for you, men. You authorized me to take care of the family of that man who was accidentally killed by a police bullet. And I did. I've paid their rent, clothed them, buried the husband decently, and given the woman $500 in cash. Gentlemen, we haven't a cent left in the treasury.
Who cares? Speak quick, Joe.
Oh, shucks, Joe, you're a piker. We're just starting. I make a motion that the police relief take care of this family as long as they need help. Do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye. Aye!
Such are
are the off-record activities of your police officers. Whenever trouble occurs, your first reaction is to call the police. And you would be astonished to know the variety of requests for aid which come over the police complaint board during the course of a day. It may be an old lady's escaped parrot, whom the officers have to rescue from a tree, or a man who has lost the key to his own home, who requests the policeman's assistance to make his entry legal. We return lost children to their parents, find missing dogs, advise transients on the best place to spend the night, help stall motorists start their cars, lend a stranded pedestrian car fare to get home, and on and on. Time does not permit me to enumerate the hundreds of various services your policemen perform, and the cost of this service, a service which, like insurance, when you need it, you must have it. The cost, for example, in the city of Los Angeles is only 1 1/3 cents a day per citizen. Think of that. 9 cents a week is all it costs you in taxes to ensure the peace of the community. I leave it to you whether it isn't worth 100 times that.
Thank you, Chief Davis. I have a letter here suggesting that the Rio Grande Oil Company give their thousands of independent dealers something for the holidays.
Give them? What more can Rio Grande give them? Right now, they have the greatest value in gasoline on this market. Rio Grande cracked gasoline. The gasoline that gives police car performance. The gasoline that gives every car greater speed and greater power. The fastest growing gasoline. And Rio Grande sells this gasoline at a competitive price. That means the independent dealer who sells Rio Grande cracked gasoline with tetraethyl offers a better value than his competitors.
You're right. But there is one thing we can do that will make a lot of people happy. Let's send our Rio Grande dealers a lot of new gasoline customers. This big audience of ours is full of holiday spirit, aren't you? We want to be happy and to make other people happy. Don't you? Then will you drive into the service station in your neighborhood that sells Rio Grande cracked gasoline and tell them that you have listened to Calling All Cars tonight. And tell the owner of the station that you hear he has the best gasoline on the market. And you want to experience some of that police car performance. That's the holiday spirit. Do a good deed and do yourself a favor at the same time.
Los Angeles Police calling all cars. Attention all cars. Cancellation broadcast 57 regarding a man climbing down chimneys. The suspect in this case has been identified as Santa Claus. That's all. Rosenquist.
Next week, Calling All Cars offers an unusually good program. The most exciting scenes from last year's episode will be re-dramatized. A half hour packed with thrills and excitement. The most interesting moments of 1934. This is your narrator, Frederick Lindsley, bidding you good night for the Rio Grande Oil Company.
Everyone, you are now listening to WLS, the voice of Prairie Farmer, America's oldest farm paper, Chicago.
The Johnson Wax Program. Makers of Johnson's Wax deliver a dippy divertisement of department store delirium and delightful ditties with Rico Margelli's orchestra, Kay Donna, Claire Baum, and that slightly cuckoo couple of confused customers, Fibber, McGee, and Molly. All right, right this way, folks, right this way. Elevators to all floors. Yes, Sonny, toys on the 14th. Back in the car, please. Don't push. All right, that's all, folks. Going up. Okay, boy. All out here, folks. The 14th floor, Wistful Vista Department Store. Here's where you buy your Johnson wax, your kitchenware and copper tax, your cigar department, Steel Havana, Marcelli's Orchestra, K. Donna, Flowcoat, Christmas trees, and holly. Hello there, Fibber. Hi there, Molly.
Fountain pens, did I hear you say?
And what's Marshmallow going to play? Pens, madam? Try the new Nick Lico while the band plays Liza. Take it, Rico. Thanks to the makers of Johnson's Wax, you can now have beautiful polished floors and linoleum without any work of rubbing or buffing. Just try Johnson's Glow Coat, the remarkable liquid floor polish that shines as it dries. Your floors will take on new life and beauty, and your work will be much easier from the day you first use Johnson's Glow Coat. Join Fibber, McGee, and Molly on the 14th floor of the Wistful Vista Department Store. Don't crowd, please.
Where do we got to go first, Molly? On account of because I want to go downstairs and look at some golf clubs.
You'll see no golf clubs today, McGee. Where's the list?
What list?
The shopping list, isn't it? That I give you before we left the house.
Shucks, is that what that was?
Yes, that's what it was. And I sat up all night making it out, too. Where is it, McGee?
I folded it up and stuck it into the toe of my overshoes, Molly. They was too big. You see, I bought them 2 sizes too big when they had that there sale at the Bonton Bouterie on account of because they was all out of my size. But shucks, I think the sale's a sale, I think.
Maybe
so
take off your overshoes and give me that chocolate.
I can't do it, Molly.
Why?
I ain't got them on. It wasn't sloppy out, so let it...
Heavenly days, what a man.
That's what everybody says, Molly.
Oh, well, we'll just have to get along the best we can without the list. Now, let's see. I know we was going to get Teeny a doll.
Pardon me, can I get by?
Oh, I'll say so, baby. Any place.
Step aside, you're blocking the aisle.
Oh, okay. Excuse me, ma'am.
Don't mention it.
Oh, just a minute, ma'am. Can you tell us where the toy department is?
Certainly. 3 aisles over to your left. I'm going to buy the little boy a sled.
What, a little boy? Oh, yeah. Hey, come back here.
My, you're sure quick on the snappy comeback, McGee. Oh, yes, is he? How do you ever think of him so quick now?
Oh, shucks, Molly.
What's that noise?
That's the wrapping counter, Molly. You get it? I said that.
Ah, it ain't funny, McGee.
Okay.
Come on now.
The toy department, I guess.
Right over there, folks, for your free coupons. Get a Christmas tree delivered to your home free. Get a lucky number ticket, folks.
Okay, Bob, give me a coupon.
Right over there, sir. The man at the escalator will give you one.
Shucks, can't you give me one?
No, sir. They'll hand you one in the escalator.
Okay, shucks, they let the fellow walk all the way. Hey, Molly, wait a minute.
Hurry up, McGee. Where have you been?
Hey, Molly, what's an osculator?
Osculator?
Yeah.
Why, osculator is a kisser.
Oh, so that's it, huh?
Here, where are you going, McGee?
I gotta see that smart guy that says he's gonna hand me one on the osculator.
Come back here. He meant the escalator, the moving stairway. Don't be silly.
Oh, the escalator. Oh, gee, here's the toy department, Molly. Get a load of them little trains. Ain't them cute?
Please don't play with the toys, sir. Let them alone, McGee.
Oh, shucks. They seem to be real tender about their locomotives in here.
Have you any dolls, ma'am?
Oh, yes, madam. What kind of dolls? Japanese, Eskimo, Mae West, and Tuplet, Shirley Temple, walking dolls?
No. Just ordinary dolls.
Well, we have some lovely Joe and Crawford dolls, madam.
No, I want just...
And the sweetest Ginger Rogers doll for only...
Hey, Molly, how do you like the drum? Pretty nifty, ain't it?
Don't bother me, McGee. Haven't you just a plain mama doll?
No, but we have the loveliest Claudette Colbert dolls
and no mama dolls. Well, can you beat it?
I'll say I can. Listen.
Please, sir, don't handle the toys.
Put it down, McGee.
But shucks, Molly, you asked me could I beat it, didn't you?
Yes, but I...
Huh?
No, I didn't. Oh, never mind. Listen, ma'am. Have you no plain, ordinary doll that says Mama?
I'm sorry, madam, but all the dolls this year are the Shirley Temple type, or Mae West, or the Pink Tuplets, or...
Heavenly days, McGee, be quiet.
I was just trying to see if these here horns was through the pitch. I remember when I played first cornet in Sioux City Silver Saxophone Symphony, I was sitting there one...
Oh, for goodness sakes, McGee. Will you go and sit down someplace like buy me a doll?
Okay. But remember, Molly, dolls don't say Mama anymore. Ain't modern. They say, how am I doing? Hey. Something like that. Ain't I right, ma'am?
No, sir.
Oh, well, gee, looky here.
You say, madam, you want to see?
I got it. A real Indian bow and arrow. Shucks, I ain't shot one of these here bow and arrows since 40 years ago. Real stiff bend to it, too. Now, if that rocking horse over there was an antelope... Oh!
What happened, sir? What'd you do now, McGee?
I was just going to ask what you do. Did you drop one of them dogs through the counter or something? Say, how much are these here building blocks, ma'am?
Never you mind the blocks, McGee. Did you or did you not shoot that bow and arrow?
Listen, Molly, the floor walker's going to make an announcement.
Friends and customers of the Wistful Vista Department Store, Junior Marcelli and his toy department troubadours will entertain you with a selection entitled Red Sails in the Sunset. Miss Kay Donna from our sheet music department will sing. Miss Kay Donna.
Hey, sail away,
Red sails in the sunset, way out on the carry my loved one home safely free. He sailed at the dawning, all day I've been free. Red sails in the sunset, I'm trusting in you. With the wings you must borrow, make straight for the shore. We'll marry tomorrow, and he goes sailing no more. Red sails in the sunset, way out on the sea. Oh, carry my loved one home safely to me.
paid, too.
Now, listen, don't change the subject, McGee.
Huh?
Tell me, did you or did you not shoot the bow and arrow through the showcase?
No, sir. It's impossible.
All right, then, what if I says I saw you shoot the arrow and drop the bow and quick pick up the building block?
Well, I say you was absolutely right, Molly.
Then why do you say it was impossible?
Why, shucks, Molly. You can't shoot a bow and arrow through a showcase. You can shoot an arrow, but you can't shoot a bow.
I see you march over and pay for that showcase glass.
Okay. I was going anyway. But hey, look, Molly. I got it. Did you ever see such a big jack-in-the-box as that there?
Don't be always changing the subject, McGee.
I ain't, but just look at this here jack-in-the-box, Molly. Hey, I'll bet Teeny'd be tickled pink to get one like this here.
Keep your hands off of it, McGee. Must you experiment with everything in the toy department?
Oh, shucks, I just want to see what the dad-rather thing looks like when it's open. How in front could be open there? There must be a catch to it. Oh, here it is.
Hello, friend.
Oh, I know there was a catch to it.
Well, I certainly am glad you opened the subject, Fibber, because I just wanted to tell you about Johnson's Glow Coat, the remarkable no-rubbing floor polish that makes your floors sparkle and gleam without any work of rubbing or buffing. Now is the time to brighten your floors and kitchen linoleum. They'll shine like new in a few minutes' time if you use Glow Coat. They'll be protected, too, from scuff marks and wear, and they'll stay clean and polished for weeks at a time. You have no idea how much better your floors will look and how much less floor cleaning you'll have to do until you use Johnson's Glow Coat. This fine, no-rubbing liquid floor polish is made by the makers of Johnson's Wax. Look for the attractive yellow can. And now, Fibber, I'd better get back in my box. Will you push this lid down on my head, please?
Sure, Harpo. With pleasure. Molly, let's get out of this dad-ratted crowd.
Oh, for heaven's sake, McGee, we're not half through yet. You carry the dog.
You betcha. This one here?
Oh, let go of me! McGee, set that girl down. What's the idea?
Chuck, you told me to carry this doll, and I was going to...
Stop clowning. I meant this doll of Teeny.
Oh.
Excuse him, man. Come on, McGee.
Say, Molly, I got to stop at the cigar department and get some cigars for more tooth.
But more tooth don't smoke cigars, McGee.
I know, but I'll teach him. I know the ropes. Hey, sis, where's the cigar counter?
Just opposite the elevator, sir. Oh, have you tried our new shaving lotion, sir?
No, I never used
Oh,
it.
it's a delicious odor, mister.
Oh.
We call it Moonflower Madness for masculine males. And we also have a lovely bay rum for men. It's French fragrance for petite faces. And our top hat talcum. Oh, you just...
Have you
enjoy
tried Johnson's Glow Coat, Flora?
My name ain't Flora.
I was just going to tell you that Johnson's Glow Coat is the best beauty treatment for Flora. But if your name ain't Flora, we'll just let it go.
Quit your chattering and come on.
Okay. Shucks, for a mite, I was scared she was going to squirt some of that there Fleur de Petunia all over my face.
Well, come on now, hurry up. Excuse me, mister. I didn't see you coming.
Excuse me, ma'am. Say, where's the book department?
The book? Why, there...
Next floor down, bud. Next floor down. 4 rows back and 2 to the right.
Oh, say.
Don't mention it. Come on, Molly.
McGee, why, the books is on this floor. You sent the poor fella down to the necktie department.
I know it. You see, Molly, he had his shopping list in his hand, and all the names was checked off but his father. And when I seen his face, I knowed that anybody that had a son looked like that wasn't smart enough to read a book if he did get one. But even the dumbest folks wears neckties. Pretty quick thinking, if I do say so myself, in the city.
Well, here's the tobacco counter, McGee.
Where?
Right up there, isn't it?
Well, I don't see no tobacco department.
Oh, use your eyes, McGee. Don't you see the sign?
What sign?
Well, right there before your face, the one that says, accessories for the devotees of my lady nicotine.
Well, what in Tunkett's that got to do with smoking?
Oh.
Something in smoking accessories, sir.
You see, McGee?
Oh, shucks. You ought to put some chewing tobacco or a corncob pipe on the counter or something. How's a fellow to know
You
that...
carry cigars, mister?
Yes, indeed, madam. Yes, indeed.
Okay, bud. Pot 'em out.
Yes, sir. Now, here's a very special import, exclusive with us, a clear Cuban cigar in the new Streamlined Panatella. Only $7.50 a box.
Hey, them looks good. How many in a box, son? 200?
Oh, no, sir. 10 cigars.
10? 10 cigars for $7.50?
Yes.
What are they rolled out, a gold leaf?
How much did you wish to pay, sir?
Why, shucks, I was looking for tupers.
Tupers?
Sure, tupers. Tuper nickel.
Oh, I'm afraid, sir, we couldn't accommodate you with an inferior plan.
You better get him someplace else.
Hey, listen, bud. Don't tell me nothing about no inferior tobacco. You're talking to old tobacco man.
Quit chewing, tobacco man.
Now, wait a minute, Molly. Listen, bud. You know what they used to call me? Tampa McGee, they called me. Tampa McGee, the tip-top tornado of the tobacco trade. Why, I had me the finest tobacco plantation in the whole world, down in Costa Rica. Why, just never used to ship tobacco FOB like they do now.
No, sir?
No, sir, they shipped it AM.
In the morning?
No, ask McGee. I'll never forget the time I had me my tobacco farm right next to old Burpo Bauer's rubber plantation. You want to hear about it, bud?
I'm afraid not, sir. I have to...
Well, sir, this was way back in 1899. Or was it? No, it was 1902. Or 3. Let's see now. Come to think of it, it was 19...
Pretty tobacco pouch you have here, mister. The tan one.
Tan. That was it. 1910. Well, sir, I had me the finest, strongest, mellowest tobacco anything. And old Burpo Bowers, he had the adjoining plantation full of rubber trees. Well, sir, one day during Hurricane 1911, the fence blew down between the plantations, and some of his rubber plants got into my tobacco, and some of my tobacco got into his rubber plants. I thought my crop was ruined till I tried smoking some of it one day. And then when I see the smoke rings I blew bouncing and hopping across the field, I knowed I had something. I made $2 million in 3 weeks, blowing rubber smoke ring auto tires for the export sale.
Well, what did your tobacco do to Bauer's rubber crop?
Oh, it ruined his rubber crop into that part of the field. On account of because when they made teething rings out of his rubber, they had the kids spittoons to go with them.
Department. I want to price the midget radios. Yoo-hoo! Are you busy, ma'am? Not at all. Can I help you?
Hey, ain't you the gal that waited on us in the toy department?
Oh, yes, but they transferred me after you broke the glass in the showcase. Oh, now you see what you done, McGee?
Boy, shucks, this I paid for it.
Oh, please, I'd gladly have paid for it myself to get away from those children. They were always getting into everything. You know how children are.
Oh, yes, indeed I do.
They're always fooling with things. McGee, quit turning them knobs.
Why? Shucks, I was just trying out this here shortwave set. I suppose you get shortwave better onto these here midget sets, ma'am, huh? Shortwave, huh?
Oh, no. But here is a wonderful little shortwave set. The English stations come across beautifully.
The English? That's good. I thought them fellas never would come across.
Can you get London on that set, ma'am?
Oh, certainly, anytime. Shall I show you?
Yes.
Listen to this. I think London is, let me see it, number 120. No, 120. Just a minute now.
Cheerio, everyone. This is that jolly little wireless station, H2O. H2O across the water.
Ain't funny, Limey.
Nevertheless, we are back on the air again after having a spot of tea, you know. Now, don't buzz off because we have an amazing bit of news for you. As they say in America, get a burden of this. We have here in the studio His Lordship Sir Cassian Walnut, who's kindly consented to come down from his dreadful estate, Scrumfooter's Park up a Stadium ground, to give us a bit of advice on the subject. My old Miss McCarthy. Interesting, no, Anne, what? Are you ready, Sir Cassian?
My, isn't it wonderful, McGee?
Listen, Molly, I don't want to miss none of it.
Speak right into the belly, little gadget, your lordship.
All right there, Algy. Thank you. Friends, I want to urge you to try this easy-to-use, no-rubbing floor polish before the holidays. Once your floors and linoleum are protected with a bright glow coat polish, you won't have to worry about dirt tracks and scuff marks. Soiled spots wipe right off. Why, here's how easy it is to apply glow coat. Just pour a little of this liquid polish onto the clean floor. Then spread it lightly over the surface with a soft cloth or the special glow coat applier. You don't have to rub it in or exert yourself in any way. Glow coat dries in 20 minutes and shines as it dries, making your dull, dingy floors bright as new. By the way, it's very economical, you know, to order glow coat in the larger size cans. You save as much as 1/3 by buying the larger sizes.
Sure. Harpo would be where I couldn't say nothing back at him. Cut it off and get something else, Sid.
Oh, get some music, ma'am, whilst I sit down here and rest me feet.
All right, I'll see if I can guess France. Or maybe Denmark.
Right there, Sid. I think that's Russia.
And now, folks, a swell little number called You Are My Lucky Star. Marcelli and his men are playing it from the toy department of the Wistful Vista department store.
Russia, is it, McGee? You're coming from 150 foot away.
register. Made just like a real one. Just what they don't think of these days.
Leave it alone, McGee.
Oh, let me work it just once, Molly. Hey, Molly, look. Even the money in it looks real. Say, won't some kid get a kick out of it?
What are you doing in that cash register? Get out of there. Oh, Mr. Brown, Mr. Brown. Oh, Brown, please. Mr. Brown, what did you tell me?
Why, Todd, I know it was a real cash. I didn't know it.
There he is, Cash.
Who?
Take it out.
All right. Oh, we'll take it. Come on, boys. Hey.
And now, a special announcement about the Amateur Songwriters Contest now being conducted by Rico Marcelli. If you have an original melody which you think might be made into a popular song, send it to Rico Marcelli in care of the National Broadcasting Company, Chicago. It's not necessary to buy anything in order to enter this contest. Everyone is eligible excepting professional songwriters. A cash prize of $100 will be awarded by the sponsors of this program, F.C. Johnson & Son. And in addition, the winning song will be published by Irving Berlin Incorporated, who will pay the writer standard royalties. The winning song will also be featured on one of the Fibber McGee future broadcasts. This Amateur Songwriters Contest closes January 1st, 1936. For complete information about the contest rules, address Rico Marcelli in care of the National Broadcasting Company, Chicago. Or see the current issue of Radio Guide, which gives full details of the contest on page 8. Don't forget to return to Wistful Vista with Fibber and Molly next week at this same hour. They'll take a bridge lesson, they tell us, so listen and see if 13 cards to a hand is really unlucky. Until then, this is the mayor of Chinatown, John Sing West, alias Harlow Wilcox. Good night. This is the National Broadcasting.
The Cavalcade of America. Many listeners have written letters of approval on the Cavalcade of America, presented by DuPont. FPK of Chicago writes, "Such splendid work in behalf of American education is most commendable. We look forward to more programs of such sterling character." End of quotation. And from Baltimore comes this word from Mr. H.M. "Last night, I had the pleasure of listening to the Cavalcade of America. This program reaches a new high in dignified, interesting entertainment." End of quotation. Perhaps the most adequate way of expressing DuPont's appreciation for such letters is to say that we are sincerely trying to produce a high type of radio entertainment. We should appreciate your comments, because that's the only way we have of knowing whether we are pleasing you and your family. Address your letter or postcard to DuPont, Wilmington, Delaware, or to your radio station. Our Cavalcade Orchestra sets the stage for this evening's first story with an overture composed especially for the occasion. It makes use of some of the original musical themes which our conductor, Harold Levy, has composed for the Cavalcade of America.
primitive man feared the power of nature, civilized man utilizes that same power to his advantage through engineering. In our own country, more than any other, nature has been harnessed to improve our living conditions. And this evening, we pay tribute to our American engineers. It is the year 1810 as our story opens. The scene is a farm in western New York.
Pa, Ma.
Now look at all that mud you're attracting in, Peter.
What do you suppose I've just seen? Beyond the clearing. Surveyors, a whole gang of them, with rods and lines and levelers, they called them, I think.
Oh, what are surveyors doing on our land?
You'll never guess, Pa, not in 1,000 years. They're marking out a route for a canal.
What? A canal?
It's going to connect Lake Erie with the Hudson River. What are you laughing at, Pa?
Do you know where Lake Erie is, son?
Well, sure I do. It's at the western end of New York State.
And the Hudson is at the opposite end. And between them...
There's going to be a canal. The longest canal in the world. Well, that's what the man in charge told me.
Well, when you get to be my age, Peter, you'll know enough to take these stories with a grain of salt.
If you don't believe it, you can ask him yourself, because he's on his way over here to see you. Said he wanted to talk to you. Well, that's why I run on ahead to let you know. Oh, there he is now.
Goodness, my floor all cracked up. Looking like it hadn't been scrubbed in a week.
Come in, mister.
Thank you.
Oh, this is the gentleman I was talking to, Father.
How do you do, sir? I'm Charles Broadhead.
I'm glad to meet you.
I'm in charge of a survey.
Peter told us. Is it really true that they're going to build a canal through here?
Well, they hope to.
There, what to tell you. It's still just an idea. And a fool one, too, if you ask me.
Robert Fulton doesn't think it's a fool idea, or DeWitt Clinton, or Gouverneur Morris. They say it'll do more than anything else to open up this country of ours. Encourage folks to move west. Help the farmers.
Help the farmers? How?
Well, by giving them a better way to get their produce to market. Stands to reason if it can be shipped to Albany by boat instead of being hauled 200 miles overland, it'll pay you to clear more land, hire help, raise double what you do now.
Mister, do you know how far it is across New York State from Buffalo to Albany?
About 300 miles as the crow flies.
Only canals don't fly. They got to pick their way along the ground, through rock and around marshes and between hills. Near 375 miles it'll be.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That's a long ways to dig, mister. Have they figured who's going to pay for it? It'll cost a tidy little sum, this ditch. And if they think we're going to pay taxes on it...
I'd be willing to be taxed to have a canal here. Oh, think what it would mean seeing boats go by regular, with folks on them, near enough to wade to. Here, where we don't see nobody for weeks and weeks on end.
Now, don't get your hopes up, Ma. The canal ain't started yet.
It will be, though, someday.
Which brings me to my real purpose in coming here to see you. I'm wondering if you can put me and my men up while we're working around here.
I'd be mighty glad to. Anything that'll be of help.
Thank you very much. Now I must be getting back.
Oh, Mr. Broadhead, just a minute.
Yes?
Could I, you think, would it...
What is it, boy?
Could you give me a job?
Doing what?
Well, anything, sir. I wouldn't care. Just so long as it was something.
I've got some college boys working for me, holding markers for the experience they get. They don't get paid anything.
Oh, I wouldn't expect to be paid. I just want to help.
Well, I'll be glad to take you on then.
Thank you, sir.
Holding markers at nothing a week.
Well, it's something just the same. A part in helping to build a canal.
Seven years went by. 7 years of battling against argument and opposition and ridicule. But those with the vision carried on. And finally, in Albany, on the 15th day of April, 1817, the Senate passed Clinton's Canal Bill. On the 4th of July of that same year, 1817, a little group of people, including our friend the farmer and his family, are gathered at Rome, New York. It is just before sunrise.
It's a funny place to start digging, if you ask me. Right in the middle. Why don't they start at one end?
Albany and Buffalo are both going to be tough places to dig. They want to start where they make a good showing. You know, to encourage folks. Right here, there's a long, level stretch.
Who's that man standing next to Governor Clinton? Do you know?
Oh, he's an engineer. Candace White.
Kansas.
Well, what a funny name.
He's just back from England. Clinton sent him over there to study canal systems.
I think it's wonderful you're going to have a part in it, Peter.
Yucks, Ma, it ain't much. Just helping with the timber work.
No, why don't they hurry up and get this ceremony going?
They're waiting for the sun to come up.
Queerest notion I ever heard of, holding it at this hour.
I think it's mighty fitting. The dawn of a new day.
The sun's pretty well up now.
The governor's stepping forward. See, he's got a shovel in his hand.
For the first and only time in his life, I'll warn.
Oh, now, Paul.
My friends, we have assembled here to commence the excavation of the Erie Canal. The countries which this canal will connect, the consequences it will produce, are without a parallel in the history of mankind. Over 300 miles of wilderness will be transformed into country.
Years went by. 8 years of heartbreaking, back-breaking work, of problems and obstacles, woods to be cleared, rock to be drilled through, swamps where the muck ran back as fast as it was shoveled out, where crew after crew of men were laid low with chills and fever. A year sometimes with only a mile to show, but still they kept on. Mile by mile, month by month, year by year. Till finally, one day in the autumn of 1825...
You're sure we'll be able to hear the signals?
Why, we can't miss it, Ma. They've got cannon all along the line, 10 to 15 miles apart. When they let the water in, they'll fire a first one at Buffalo, a big 32-pounder. And the next one will pick up the sound and carry it on.
Till at last the signal reaches New York?
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of trouble, if you ask me, just to make some noise.
I notice you're hanging round just as eager as the rest of us, waiting to hear it.
Well, of course I am. That signal's going to mean $1 a bushel wheat to me.
It's going to mean the beginning of a whole new life for me. A chance to see folks and things happening. Take a trip myself, maybe. When will the water reach here, do you suppose, Peter? Erie water, I mean.
Very soon now.
The water of Lake Erie flowing to the Hudson. Think of it.
I can't, Ma. To me, it's not water, it's sweat. The sweat of the poor fellows who have dug this canal, who've pulled stumps and pushed barrels and wrestled with rocks, who've shook with chills and fever. It's sweat and blood. The lifeblood of the men who planned it and carried it through.
Hark.
That's it.
There's it again.
It's finished. The Erie Canal is ready.
Over 100 years have passed since the Erie Canal was built. Great as it was in its day, it seems small in comparison with our modern engineering triumphs. Yet it was this early undertaking, with its problems and its difficulties, that laid the foundation for constructive engineering in America. Our second story, in DuPont's Cavalcade of America this evening, begins in 1920. That was the year when everyone started humming the songs from Jerome Kern's new musical play, Sally, in which Marilyn Miller played her first big star part. Our Cavalcade Orchestra takes us back to 1920 with melodies from Sally.
the American cavalcade moves onward. It is Columbus Day, 1920, 100 years after the building of the Erie Canal. Holiday traffic jams the highways. On the Jersey shore of the Hudson, automobiles by the hundreds and thousands are waiting in line for a chance to board its ferries that shuttle back and forth to New York. In one of them sits a newspaper reporter with his wife and young son.
Oh, dear, this is the worst of going anywhere on a holiday. There's still about a mile of cars ahead of us, and it gets worse every year, too.
And will for a few more years. And there'll be no more of this waiting in line for ferries.
You mean we'll fly across the river? No, dear, he means we'll stay at home.
Wrong, both of you. We'll drive right under the river.
Under it? Gee, Bob, what in the world are you talking about?
The new vehicular tunnel. They've started work on it today.
What's a vehicular tunnel, Dad?
A tunnel for all kinds of vehicles, Johnny. Automobiles and trucks. This will be the largest tunnel of its kind in the world.
Oh, but Bob...
When it's finished, folks will be able to drive from Jersey City to downtown New York in just a few minutes.
But how are they ever going to build a tunnel like that, Dad?
Don't ask me, Johnny. I'm not an engineer. I'm only a newspaper reporter.
You could get a pass then, couldn't you? Get down and watch them while they're building it.
Oh, sure, I suppose I could.
And take me with you?
Well, maybe.
When?
It'll be a long time before there's anything to see.
But when there is something to see... Oh, the line's moving, dear.
Yeah, at last. Let's hope we get aboard the ferry soon.
2 years have passed. It is October 1922. Work on the Great Hudson Tunnel that is to connect New York with New Jersey is well underway. And Johnny is granted his wish to visit the vast undertaking. After a thorough physical examination, he and his father don overalls and galoshes and are escorted by an engineer down to where the construction work is in progress.
Work goes on day and night, does it?
And 7 days a week. With an investment of some $48 million in this undertaking, we can't afford to lose any time.
How much traffic will this tunnel carry?
1,900 vehicles an hour in each direction, or 46,000 a day.
How long is the tunnel, sir?
The total length will be 9,250 feet. The part actually under the river will be 5,480.
One a mile.
Yes.
And how far along are they now?
About halfway.
They're right in the middle of the river.
No. See, we're working from both ends.
Oh, and you meet in the middle?
We hope.
Well, aren't you sure?
We can't be till the time comes.
But, Steve, just supposing
There's no supposing in an engineering job like this, son. We have to make absolutely certain. Every time the keel moves forward that it's on the right course and the proper grade. That's the worst of tunnel building. You can't go back and undo what you've done. Once a mistake's made, it's just too bad.
Oh, gee, why did you ever start working from both ends at once, then?
Yeah, that's just what I was wondering.
Well, I guess the answer to that is that engineers are optimists.
You have to be, the job you tackle.
Now, here we are at the field itself.
Do we go inside?
Sure.
Out to the very front where it cuts through the mud?
Oh, I'm afraid not.
Well, I like to be there when they give a push ahead and open up the little holes for the mud and all to come in. Must be awful exciting.
Yeah, very awful.
How do you mean?
After each push, the men wait, not knowing what may happen. It's a moment full of terrible possibilities.
I don't see what you
If
mean.
the air pressure is reduced too much, the whole riverbed may start caving in on them. If there's too much pressure, there's the danger of a blowout.
It's amazing to me that you can get men for such hazardous jobs.
Do you ever stop to think what it must be like to be responsible for them?
I know I wouldn't sleep nights if I were.
I don't believe he does. Who? Clifford Holland, the chief engineer. Terrific the strain he lives under. He never goes anywhere, even for an hour, without leaving word where he can be reached in case of emergency.
How much longer will it be before the tunnel's finished?
We hope to have the tubes completed and joined in another 2 years.
You still haven't told us how they're going to be ventilated.
We don't know yet.
But again, you're optimistic.
Yes.
So am I. I think American engineers can do anything.
Foot by foot, thrust by thrust, the great steel shields bored and burrowed their way through the darkness and dangers of the under-river world to make a passageway for human beings. 4 years have passed since first they started on their way. As they approach one another, excitement mounts. closer, until only a few feet of riverbed separates them. Engineers and sandhogs alike wait breathlessly.
They're about to fire the breaking through shot. You're telling me, don't you think I got eyes and ears? You got any money on it? I ain't, but why not? You've been saying all along they'd meet within a couple of inches of each other. I know, but I ain't, but why not? I'm afraid. Why? On account of Mr. Holland dying. Just 3 days before the job's done. A bad sign. I don't look on it that way, Joe. No? The way I look on it, everything must be okay, or Mr. Holland would never pass on. You think he knew he was leaving things, Jake? Sure he did. I wish they'd hurry up and get it over with. There she goes. Listen, that's him. What I tell you? Here comes the foreman, Norris. I'm going to ask. You don't have to. Can't you see the way they grin? I beg your pardon, sir, but could you tell us the two tubes met within a fraction of an inch?
3 more years pass. It is the 12th day of November, 1927, and the tunnel is ready to be opened. A great, shining white highway, ingeniously lighted, miraculously ventilated, connecting New York and New Jersey beneath the waters of the mighty Hudson. The ceremony is attended by thousands of people, by an imposing list of notables, by the governors of both states. Governor Moore of New Jersey is speaking.
Even to those who are unfamiliar with the many grave difficulties encountered in the course of construction, the tunnel stands out as an engineering achievement of the highest order. Much could be said of the eminent engineer in whose memory and honor the tunnel is named, his successor, who also died while the task was still underway. Let us pay tribute today to the memories of Clifford Milburn Holland and Milton H. Freeman, as well as to the skill of Ole Singstad, who completed the task they started. Now, President Calvin Coolidge, aboard the Mayflower, will press a key, the same key which President Woodrow Wilson used in opening the Panama Canal. Then the flags at each end of the tunnel will part, and the Holland Tunnel will be open for traffic.
What heights will these builders reach? No longer does nature stand in the way of man's progress. We fling bridges across rivers and harbors, bore tunnels through mountains, harness wild streams, divide continents, and seize the very lightning from the sky. Our engineers take their places among the leaders of the world as they march onward in the Cavalcade of America. No description of the ways in which man defies nature would be complete without mention of the tools he has used. We live in an age of wonders, but we never cease to marvel at such engineering feats as the Holland Tunnel, New York City's water supply and subway system, the Cascades and Moffat Railroad tunnels in Washington and Colorado, and the giant dams of the far west, all made possible through the help of explosives. Think how much we owe to the chemists who discovered this useful energy and taught us how to put it to work. I wonder how many of our listeners realize that the discovery of dynamite is relatively recent. It didn't make its appearance until 1867, and much of the credit for America's great industrial expansion since that time must be attributed to this method of overcoming the obstacles of nature. Dynamite made it possible to construct railroads over and through mountains and to clean out channels in rivers and harbors. It's responsible for the large-scale mining of nearly all the coal we use and of the many metals so important to countless industries. Smooth roads, great irrigation projects, the draining of mosquito-breeding swamps, forest fire prevention through the clearing of fire lanes, and water power development, all are possible through the aid of dynamite. DuPont chemists have made many improvements in industrial explosives and have developed entirely new ones. All of these advances have contributed to improved quality, greater economy, and increased safety. One interesting product recently created by DuPont chemists is called nitramon. This new blasting agent cannot be exploded by influences that will readily set off dynamite. Nitramon is therefore far safer than anything previously used for the same purposes. In spite of its unusual safety, nitramon is extremely powerful and economical to use. Such a development in safety is a good illustration of the purpose of DuPont's chemical research. Better things for better living through chemistry. Wednesday at this same time, DuPont will again present the Cavalcade of America. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System. WABC, New York.
Now, wouldn't it be nice this Christmas if everybody who has lost their mother this last year would, in memory of that mother, single out some old lady who has no family and there's no one to make a Christmas for her and try to make the old lady's Christmas a happy one? The mother who's gone across the Great Divide would like that tribute to her as her Christmas present.
Sure, Nelli. That's grand. That's a swell idea. Come on, you two now. Don't get sentimental.
All right. I won't. Put me on the air, Alan.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Nelli Revel. God love her.
Sometimes. Howdy, please. You remember me, don't you? Please forgive my getting sentimental, but at this time of the year, it's pardonable, I guess. But when I see Alan Kent and Harold Levy and Art Bailey and Bill Pooler, our engineer, and all of these fine young musicians around here, I think how fortunate their mothers are to have such nice boys. And there isn't one among them whose mother I wouldn't like to be, not one. And now, folks, I have a grand program for you. Last year from California came to us, almost unknown, but loudly heralded, a little girl called Francia White. She came on very short notice to sing on the Beauty Box radio program. It seems that Mr. Ken Dyke, an advertising man for a product on the air, was almost frantic trying to get a certain quality of voice. One night he and Mrs. Dyke were attending a motion picture show. The Mighty Barnum it was. And one of the characters in the cast was Jenny Lind, who was played by Virginia Bruce. And the part of Jenny Lind stood out on account of the fine singing. Mr. Dyke was very tired and had dropped off to sleep during the picture, but as this lovely voice drifted through the theater, Mrs. Dyke nudged him and said, "Wake up! Here's just the voice you've been looking for." 15 minutes later, Mr. Dyke had George Engels of the NBC Artist Service on the phone. Yes, Mr. Engels knew the voice. Very well, but he knew it wasn't Miss Bruce who was singing. It was her double, Miss Francie White. And Mr. Engels also had the information concerning Miss White at his fingertips. He knew all about her. He called California that very night, instructed Miss White to take a plane for New York, and in 3 days, Francia White was here, singing the leading role in the Beauty Box theater program. Francia White is splendid. She's 5 foot 2.5 inches tall. She has dark hair, dark eyes, and she weighs, I presume about 110 pounds. She's usually costumed in very dark red, burgundy, trimmed with fur. She wears it very well, too. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to introduce a very beautiful, natural, wholesome, unspoiled daughter of the West, little Francia White.
Good afternoon, radio friends.
Well, Francia, just so our friends out there will know I wasn't fooling them about your singing, suppose you sing a song for us.
All right, Miss Nellie, what would you like to have me sing?
Well, I know you like to sing the Jewel aria from Faust, and Harold Levy and the boys like to play it.
All right, I'll try.
All right, that's it. Francie, that was charming. Now maybe you'll tell our radio friends where you were born.
Oh, I was born in Greenville, Texas.
Oh, a Texas girl, huh?
My father was a cotton grower, and when I was very small, we went to California to live.
Did you go to school there?
Oh, I went to lots of schools there.
Oh, you did? A lot of them, huh? I'm sorry you did. Where did you live in California?
Well, in the winter, we lived in hotels in town, and in the summer, we lived in the San Gabriel Valley.
Are your folks musical?
Oh, yes. My mother was a music and vocal teacher and still has a conservative in California. She's been educated in Europe, you know.
Did your mother teach you singing?
Well, my piano lessons began very early, of course. But Mother hadn't figured my voice was of sufficient quality to develop.
Uh-huh.
You know, so I used to hide behind the piano and while she was giving lessons to her large class of vocal students. And then I would go around the house all day long, trilling and singing the very songs she was teaching the pupils. Finally, Mother began giving me lessons.
Well, where did you go to school?
I went to grammar and high school. And at 16, I wanted to study for a doctor.
A doctor, of all things. Why?
I'll never tell why. But I was entered in the Occidental University, and I attended one semester.
Only one? You learned all there was to learn about doctoring in one semester, huh?
Yes, all I cared to know. Then Louis Revel came to our town.
Oh, you mean a concert singer?
Yes, and Mother was interested in his method of teaching, so she let me take lessons from him while she watched my progress.
Oh, you were the experimental product.
Yes, and in order to give my voice more vocal stamina and practice and to try my wings away from home, I went out to San Juan and Marco, and also playing on RKO circuit.
Well, you certainly got plenty of experience and vocal stamina at that, 4 and 5 shows a day.
You know Ellen B. Shaw.
The concert singer? Oh, yes, I know.
Well, Auntie Ellen took me up to KHJ to be auditioned for radio. They said I would do, and I sang on guest spots for a while, and once in a while on a commercial.
Have you made many recordings?
Oh, yes. I made several recordings. In 1933, there was a broadcast series called The Opera of the Air.
I recall that. The best singers of California were selected to participate in it.
And I was in it, too.
Yeah, I remember. You covered yourself with glory in that.
Well, through that, your old friend Sid Grumman engaged me to sing at his Hollywood theater for only 3 weeks.
And you stayed 7 months. Sid told me how he built light opera presentations around you. But you used to dance there. You're a dancer, are you?
Oh, yes, I dance, too.
A ballet dancer, huh?
Oh, I do all kinds of dancing. I do taps or ballet, almost anything.
Well, wasn't it taught you at the Chinese school today that you engaged for the first opera given by the Philharmonic Orchestra of California, the Hollywood Bowl?
Yes, Miss Nelli.
After the Hollywood Bowl, Max Reinhardt engaged you for his presentation of Midsummer Night's Dream?
Yes, and then that was followed with Grand Opera in Los Angeles, where I sang with Richard Crooks, Richard Vanelli, Mario Schomley, Elizabeth Resberg, and Mr. Pinza.
They're good, too. What are your ambitions? Where are you trying to go?
Well, I'm still taking vocal lessons, and I'm practicing very hard. I hope someday to be a star in an operetta.
Well, a role in an operetta shouldn't be difficult for you to get with your talent.
Well, there aren't so many operettas written for high soprano voices, you know. I'd like something along the line of Victor Herbert's material.
Well, perhaps some of our younger composers will write an operetta for you.
I wish they would.
Are you wishing awfully hard?
Oh, terribly hard.
Well, you keep on wishing real hard. Subordinate everything to it, and you'll get it.
I hope so.
How'd you like singing another song?
All right. What would you like?
Well, we know you can sing opera. Now, sing a musical comedy number.
Something from Bittersweet. I'll see you again?
That'll be fine.
All right.
Francie. Here's hoping you won't miss California too much. We really have very nice Christmases here in New York, too, you know.
I know you do. And my mother is coming to spend it with me.
Oh, won't that be grand? And here's wishing you both a very Merry Christmas. What is your favorite tune? Harold Levy and the boys would love to sign off with a salute to you.
I'm awfully fond of the Naughty Marietta music.
Harold Levy, will you oblige the lady and play the Italian street songs from Naughty Marietta? Good afternoon, friends. I'll be in D.C. seeing you.
Reporter Nelli Revel has presented another of her radio columns of the year. Miss Revel's guest in the program today was Miss Francia White. Next week at the same time, Nelli Revel has invited the Northman Quartet. This program is presented by the National Broadcasting Company, RCA Building, Radio City.
America's Town Meeting of the Air.
Tonight, bring your questions to the old town hall. What's the question? Should we plan for Social Security? What about Social Security? Come to the old town hall and talk it over. Town meeting tonight. Town meeting tonight.
America's Town Meeting of the Air welcomes you to historic Town Hall in New York City. By way of acknowledgement to your fine response to these Thursday evening meetings, we are going to read excerpts from a few of the thousands of enthusiastic letters that have been received. Mrs. Norma W. Storer of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania writes,
I want to shout over the fine broadcast last night as the speeches and answers to questions seemed to me superb.
From the Reverend Charles Lyon Seashoals, Dayton, Ohio, we hear,
I wish to commend you for this excellent program, and I am planning to make the speeches material for a town hall meeting of the air echo service on Sunday next.
From Mr. B.A. Whitney, Director of the Educational and Research Bureau of the Brotherhood of Railroad Trainmen, Cleveland, Ohio.
It is programs of this character that inspire the American people with a new confidence in the existence of freedom of speech and the efficacy of our democracy.
From Mr. Frank H. May of Dubuque, Iowa.
This is the only sane way of ever rising to a higher civilization. By laying the cards openly on the table and letting reason be the judge.
From Mrs. Claude C. Chappell of Amherst, Nova Scotia.
Your programs are one of radio's finest features. Long life and more power to you.
From Ulysses L. Perry, Pensacola, Florida.
Your town meeting programs are an outstanding radio feature in this territory. It's probably the most widely discussed of the current radio programs.
And here is one from Mr. D.M. Hall, Tampico, Tampa, Mexico.
May I take this opportunity of expressing my enjoyment in listening to the town hall programs, and my hope that these broadcasts will be continued indefinitely.
From Mr. A.L. Barnes, architect of Oak Park, Illinois.
I was almost asleep when this discussion started, but before it finished, I was pacing the floor, wishing I could say something.
Thank you, Mr. Barnes, and thank you one and all. Indeed, we wish there were time to hear from all of our friends of the radio audience. On January 9th next, we will have a representative of the radio audience on the program. And now, tonight's meeting. Our speakers will be presented to you by our moderator, Mr. George V. Denny, Jr., founder and director of America's Town Meeting of the Air. Mr. Denny.
Good evening, neighbors. Those letters certainly do our hearts good. The League for Political Education and the National Broadcasting Company are deeply indebted and grateful to the thousands of American citizens who have written to express their approval of these town meetings and to offer their suggestions. At our meeting last week, we came very near treading on the subject of our meeting tonight, which is, should we plan for Social Security? Let me explain at once that this is not a debate. It is a joint discussion in which two qualified authorities approaching the problem from two widely different viewpoints discuss the subject. As we have said before, these meetings are conducted in the interest of the welfare of the whole American people. And in presenting two or more conflicting views at the same time, during the same hour, we believe a highly useful and constructive purpose is served. We have the privilege this evening of hearing from the United States Secretary of Labor, the Honorable Frances Perkins, whose career and achievements mark her as one of America's most distinguished women. Our second speaker, Mr. George E. Sokolsky, has attained fame in two fields, as an authority on Far Eastern affairs and as a consultant in the field of industrial relations. Mr. Sokolsky is the author of Labor's Fight for Power. It is now my pleasure and my privilege to present the Honorable Frances Perkins, United States Secretary of Labor.
Chairman and my friends,
It was with some satisfaction that I heard Mr. Denny say just before the air became available to us that he was certain that all the people in this audience understood the rules and regulations under which this discussion was conducted. And it was satisfactory and reassuring to me because Mr. Sokolsky and I don't understand the rules, and Mr. Denny has just been telling us out back what they were, and final whispered instructions have been given to us. So that if I break the rules, I shall have to ask to be forgiven under the plea that I have not had enough instruction from Mr. Denny. However, I am delighted to be here tonight and to have this opportunity of discussing with you the question, should we plan for Social Security? And certainly that question deserves the thought and consideration of all intelligent people in the United States. As the chairman of President Roosevelt's Committee on Economic Security, upon which the report of the present Social Security Act is based, and from my own experience of some 15-odd years in studying this question in its various phases, my answer to the question will be unreservedly in the affirmative. We've got, of course, to define what we mean by security, I suppose, and the dictionaries seem to lean heavily to the conception that security means reasonable freedom from fear and anxiety, with confidence of safety, some of them throw in, and one dictionary adds, assurance. The security, therefore, of the men, women, and children of this nation, when we consider it in terms of its economic and social aspects, is, it seems to me, like liberty, one of the chief objectives of our association as a nation. And it is embraced within those famous words of the Declaration of Independence, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. For life and the pursuit of happiness in modern America certainly include the conception of economic security. Without that, the other words become mere forms and abstractions. And to attain these objectives under modern ideas of what these ancient abstractions really mean in modern society requires forethought by individuals, forethought by society itself, together with organization and systematic performance along the lines of an agreed-upon plan. Organized foresight, in other words, is necessary both for society and for individuals, and for both in common to overcome the modern hazards, the modern economic hazards, as they afflict the individual. In modern society, requires forethought by individuals, forethought by society itself, together with organization and systematic performance along the lines of an agreed-upon plan. Organized foresight, in other words, is necessary both for society and for individuals, and for both in common to overcome the modern hazards, the modern economic hazards, as they afflict the individual. The modern conception of the possibilities and needs for a good life is, of course, much larger today than it used to be. And today's necessity for group or community planning is obvious and striking because, well, transportation, communications, the radio itself, machinery have served to reduce time and space as factors of life and have made cooperation essential to the production and distribution of the goods and services which we all need and all use. This element of cooperation and mutuality has become so basic in our daily life as we go about purchasing and using articles that are made by a cooperative system that we rarely stop to consider all of the implications, but move forward instinctively to more cooperation when new problems present themselves. Cooperation in social action 100 and more years ago developed machine production that largely overcame the hazard of want based on scarcity of goods. The same cooperation of individuals, men and money, rarely lies back of the building and operating of railroads, telephones, automobiles. Men found their answer to the needs of education by social and cooperative action in order to get schools, libraries, museums, fairs. The systems of life insurance, fire and accident insurance, which are commonplaces of today, are fundamentally extensions of the principle of cooperation and mutual and social action. Men pool small contributions in an insurance fund and withdraw from that fund according to their special disaster and special needs. Not everyone is hit by the disaster, but all contribute. In a political democracy such as ours, functioning as it does within an economic society, where machinery and systems of exchange make possible plentiful goods and a stimulating material and intellectual civilization, there is bound to develop a great awareness of individual problems and hazards within the social structure. Cooperation and mutuality being well nigh compulsory in our ordinary economic life in order to get the goods we need, it becomes natural for us to use that same technique for handling these other individual problems and hazards. The social progress and the social consciousness of the last 20 years in American life is largely the result of this deduced program of action. Government in a democracy is an instrument of cooperation and mutual service and has been helpfully used by the American people in this way for generations. Now the time has come, it seems to me, to apply this technique to the more obvious and individual economic hazards that still exist within our social system. There are many hazards that the individual alone cannot provide against under the terms of modern life. Therefore, plans and provisions should be made by the community against these. And one of the challenges, of course, that grows out of our modern way of life is to effect the interplay of individual effort and social effort. But the plans for social security must be made effective in the beginning. The obvious and readily admitted economic problems of the individual life are involuntary unemployment, unprovided for old age, childhood without minimum financial safety, and dependency due to special physical handicaps such as blindness, crippling, and the like. There are others, of course, but these stand out accusingly in our modern civilization and challenge us to make a social plan that will provide individuals with a life net in case they are caught within one of these hardships, which are all too common. No one of us knows on which one of us these hardships may fall, but certainly they will fall on some of us. Let us therefore use the old reliable means of cooperation and mutuality, in which we all make contribution of some sort, so that a systematic and orderly provision may be made as a matter of course for those of us who in the future suffer one or more of these afflictions. There has been a progressive feeling of public responsibility for these hazards, which passing through the purely philanthropic stage, and we've seen a great deal of it in the last 5 years, now manifests itself in a growing demand and understanding of the need for practical and systematic assistance on a general basis for all of these handicaps. The security of the wage earner has become a definite matter of national concern, partly because it is seen that the economic health of the country depends on the economic stability of the whole community and upon regular purchasing power of the low-income groups who are so numerous, who form the largest part of our population. The cost of insecurity in the loss of internal markets is a very large one. Idle labor with no pay envelopes to spend, old people without normal purchasing power do not encourage the increase in the production and activity of our industries. Experience in many countries has shown that it is possible, through the development of social insurance methods, to check much of this waste and somewhat to stabilize internal markets, even in a depression. The operation of the present Social Security Act and its development by experience will not only carry us a long way toward the goal of economic security for the individual, but also a long way toward the promotion and stabilization of mass purchasing power, without which the present mass production system cannot permanently be maintained. The terms of this Act provide the majority of our people with a substantial measure of security in infancy and childhood, in the economic crises of working life, and in old age. It will be one of the forces working against the recurrence of severe depression in the future as the principle of sustained purchasing power in hard times makes itself felt through unemployment insurance, and as regularity of spending by older people when they have passed their working age becomes a factor in our industrial planning for steady markets. Certainly there is need of planning and of organized foresight to take care of these matters. The Act which is just now going into effect has in its outlines recognizes and deals with a wide variety of social distress and maladjustment which has long been present in American life in times of plenty as well as in times of depression. The measure provides at present a modest degree of protection against the known hazards. It is reasonable, and if it errs, it is in the direction of safety, of taking on only known problems and of making the original provision well within the capacity of our present business structure and our present business outlook. The growth of this program upon the present principles will inevitably and naturally take place as a response to the experience that will only come out of fair and honest administration by conscientious officers. The Social Security Act provides, if I may take the time to outline what it is directly, provides federal grants in aid for old age pensions provided for in the states to those who are now both aged and indigent. The federal government will match states dollar for dollar up to $15 per month by the federal government and any amount more which the state may see fit to add in providing free pensions for all people who are without other means of support. The states must, however, comply with certain standards in order to get this federal grant in aid, certain standards in their old age pension administration and laws, including an age limit of 65, although 70 is the usual rule today, and a residence requirement of not more than 5 years out of the 9 years preceding application. 39 states already have old age pensions, but many of the state laws have to be revised in order to meet these standards. The same sort of assistance is given by federal grants and aid to the needy blind, and 28 states now make many of them inadequate provision for assistance to the needy blind. The bill also provides federal grants and aid for mothers' pensions where there is a dependent family without a breadwinner. 46 states have pension laws for mothers with dependent children, but the funds are so inadequate that only about 109,000 families in the United States are receiving regular mother's aid allowances under state laws, although there are 3 times that number of fatherless families now on the relief rolls. The inadequacy of the state funds and the irregularity of their administration has been the cause of this anomaly. Under the present Act, the states may secure federal aid of 1/3 of their total expenditure on fatherless families, up to $18 a month for one child and $12 for each additional child in a household, to enable mothers to take care of their own children at home. And this, of course, will be an extraordinary, good expansion of a principle of taking care of dependent children in their own homes. The Act also provides grants and aid for child and maternal health care. It provides grants and aid for neglected and handicapped children. It provides grants and aid by the federal government to the states for health protection. The federal appropriation will be allotted to the states for strengthening their present public health services or developing public health services where they have none. This, of course, in the direction of preventing illness. The state also provides 2 other forms of Social Security, which are in the insurance aspect rather than in the relief aspect. The Act provides for compulsory old age insurance under United States government supervision. The problem of the wage earner too old to be hired is growing yearly in size. Today, 6% of our population is 65 years of age and over, and by 1965, the percentage will be doubled. To prevent future old age dependency as far as possible, now is the time to set up a compulsory old age insurance program. Contributions to this are by employers and employees jointly. Beginning January 1, 1937, a tax of 1% is levied on each payroll
and upon wages up to $3,000, increasing gradually it reaches 3%. Benefits on a retirement at 65 are from $10 to $85 a month. Contributions under this title will prove no fearful burden on industry, and the alternatives may be very expensive. The alternatives may be a great extension of the system of free pensions, not only to the needy, but to all who want them. And we have seen enough in this country in the last year of movements of that sort to realize how overpoweringly expensive any such program would be. To give those people over 65 years of age $30 a month now, those who are living now, to give them $30 a month without regard to necessity would cost $2.5 billion annually under the tax budget. A good round bill to underwrite. Old age insurance by contribution will build up on a sound actuarial principle, a system of annuities through which those who have contributed can withdraw in proportion to their contributions when they become 65 years of age. As you know, the Security Act also provides for unemployment insurance by federal-state cooperation. Unemployment varies somewhat by localities and by state, and for that reason it has been put upon a basis of cooperation between the federal and state governments. The Social Security Act has devised what seems like a truly American plan based upon our method of administration and of government. 9 states have already, and the District of Columbia have already accepted the terms and are building up the necessary cooperating legislation. The method, as many of you know, is the application of a uniform federal payroll tax starting at 1% in 36 and rising to 3% in 38 on every employer of 8 or more persons throughout the country. If an employer contributes, however, to an approved state insurance system, the federal government credits him with such contributions up to 90% of the tax, reserving only 10% for administration. The method of benefits is left entirely to the state laws. The states will decide how much and how long benefits are to be paid. Administration is to be through public employment offices, also set up by a state-federal administrative agreement. No money can be spent, however, until the states pass laws which are approved by the Social Security Board and meet certain minimum standards. The principal arguments for planning for Social Security today seem to me to be these. First, it will promote economic stability for all of society. Second, it will reduce relief costs both regularly and in times of economic upheaval. Third, it will continue and build up our internal markets even during a depression. And fourth, it will encourage employers to plan their industries economic upheaval. Third, it will continue and build up our internal markets even during a depression. And fourth, it will encourage employers to plan their industries with the thought of the stabilization of employment. And fifth, it is just and gives to wage earners on low incomes opportunity to share in the security and peace of mind that civilization under a machine system ought to bring to all.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Now we're going to have another view on the question of Social Security by Mr. George E. Sokolsky, author, journalist, and industrial consultant. I now present Mr. Sokolsky.
Ladies and gentlemen, I wish that in this holiday season I could be on the other side of this question. But unfortunately, I find myself driven constantly in all this discussion of economic problems and economic changes in this country to grow more and more conservative because things don't work out here and things don't work out in Europe. And when things don't work out we had better watch our steps. The subject, should we plan for Social Security, puzzled me when my friend George Denny asked me to discuss it. Should who plan? The federal government, the state government, individual employers, or the individual himself? Who is the we? For instance, I am privately planning for my own and my family's Social Security, but I am certain that a discussion of that was not intended. Because even though that in the United States has been the normal procedure for a century and a half, again the word planned puzzles me, because these days everyone seems to have a plan. From Upton Sinclair's epic to Dr. Townsend's Carnival of the Dodderers. Curiously enough, all the plans look fairly sound on paper, particularly as they are all prepared by sincere persons who want to help humanity. But we must have more than sincerity. We must have a philosophy of action, a measure of conduct, so that we are not constantly to be shifted about from one theory of life and government to another. We want to know in which direction these plans are leading us. The people of every country today face the same political and economic problems. Everywhere men and women are seeking for stability and security, not only in national existence, but in their individual lives. Everywhere the dangers of uncertainty, of insecurity, of the fear that comes from insecurity, forces men and women not only to search for more perfect economic systems, but even to question the wisdom of existing political structures. It is obvious that in a measure, perfect security can be achieved by reducing the entire population to a fixed caste stratification, as was done in India. There each individual within his caste enjoyed complete security, but few enjoyed little else. But we cannot accept security at that cost, nor does anyone propose that we should here. On the other hand, in Europe, it has been proposed and it has been accepted that for the sake of security, for the sake of intensified state efficiency, men should sacrifice all human rights, all liberties, won by centuries of human struggle, for the single right of being assured a modicum of bread during the whole of one's existence. In many countries, war-ridden, post-war suffering individuals have actually paid that price for a government-promised security. In Germany, Russia, Italy, and many other countries, all human rights have been concentrated in a political dictatorship, the individual subjecting himself to the whim and will of such leadership, in the hope that only by such avoidance of the inefficiencies of democracy can security be achieved. Democracy and the capitalist system have their values, but they can never hope to be perfectly efficient, nor to produce an utter equality. The very liberties which they guarantee produce a measure of waste and a measure of ineffective and even futile operation. The very nature of a profit and loss system in economics and of a town hall system of politics is predicated upon such a measure of lost motion. It is altogether possible that under a dictatorship, perfect efficiency for the individual and for the collective citizenry of the state is possible. Under dictatorship, men can be forced into a virtual economic slavery with subsistence guaranteed by the state. They can eat, and as a matter of fact, their standards of living and time may be as high as ours, but they cannot hope to be free, hope to differ, hope to consult, free to debate as we are doing tonight. They must obey or go to a concentration camp. Can you imagine? Can you imagine a mere journalist debating a state problem with a cabinet officer in Russia or Germany or Italy? Human liberty, my friends, is a rare privilege, not lightly gained, nor is it to be sacrificed for bread alone. For without it, the guaranteed, the secured bread becomes the wages of a driven slave. There are no poor, no unemployed, no indigent. But I also want liberty. I want the human rights which my ancestors never enjoyed, but which to me are more precious than life. For without them, life is a conscious, a crushing death. It is upon this basis that I shall now devote myself to the specific plan for Social Security, the Federal Government Social Security Act, passed by Congress and signed by the President, now the law of the land. When we talk of that, we have something very specific before us. Pretty close to $5 billion annually within the next 15 years to be met by taxes which will produce increased prices, reduced profits, and possibly even reduced employment of labor. We need not be abstract or idealistic about this plan. It is here with us, and we have to face it. Curiously enough, one of the first obstacles we encounter in this plan arises from our form of government. Clearly, the right to provide for unemployment insurance rests with the state. But the federal government has the right to tax its citizens. The authors of this bill face there a dilemma which in time we must all encounter. They wanted to do something which they are not allowed to do. They got around their difficulty by a very simple device. They would tax all the payrolls of the United States, and then they would remit 90% of the tax if the burdened citizens could force their state legislatures to pass such an act as the federal government wanted passed. Here is a new principle of politics, a new departure from liberty. The federal government cannot coerce the states to pass a law, but it can offer the citizens of each state a base, a monetary base to have the law passed. 90% of the federal tax is to be remitted if the state passes a law to conform to federal standards. The remaining 10% remains with the federal government. But the federal government does not engage in the unemployment insurance business, except to make grants in aid for administrative purposes to the state. The actual administration of the business is admittedly the function of the state. Therefore, the remaining 10% has no function. It is either a clear profit for the federal government, a hidden form of taxation, or it is a service charge for coercion. But we go a step further. The federal government has set up certain standards for the states. The remission of the 90% of the citizens of each state is to be made available only if the state has fulfilled certain requirements. These requirements give the federal government a control over state administration not intended in our form of government. The theory of the Act is that the state administration must be subject to the control of the Social Security Board. But the Act does not guarantee that the states may not tax additional amounts, nor does it, as the Social Security Board clearly pointed out itself, prescribe the kind of unemployment compensation plan which the states must adopt, except for a few minimum standards. So that after an employer has paid 1% in 1936, and 2% in 1937, and 3% in 1938 and thereafter on his payroll, the state can levy additional sums, which are partly to be offset by the remitted 90%. There are no limitations upon the size of the state levy, and it may vary in different states. How will the employer meet the federal unemployment and old age and state unemployment taxes, 4 separate taxes. Wherever he can, he will pass it on to the consumer. That makes of the measure a disguised sales tax. When, because of competitive prices or sales resistance, or for other reasons, he cannot pass the tax on, he will take it out of profits, if any, or by increased mechanization, increased labor-saving devices, decreased employment. As profits are currently either small or merely prospective, many firms will immediately go out of business through this increased burden, thus increasing the danger of monopolistic enterprise in the United States. As seasonal or occupational labor have much time, increases the tax bill of the employer, he will either avoid taking on new men, or he will seek and probably find ways for increasing the work time of his current staff. In a word, nothing in the act itself encourages one to feel that it will lessen unemployment or benefit the small businessman. Here the plan seeks to be so complete and perfect that it confuses its own objective. Again, I am moved to comment on the excluded classification. 7 classes are excluded from both the tax and the benefit. A saxophone player employed in a nightclub would benefit, but a violinist of the Philharmonic would be excluded. A nurse in Mount Sinai Hospital would be excluded, but a nurse in a private hospital would benefit. Farm labor and seamen would be excluded, but longshoremen would benefit. Surely, if the objective is unemployment insurance, and in the other matter old age pensions for those who labor, how can a distinction be made between one laborer and another? How can it be said that an elevator boy in the Empire State Building should enjoy the benefits of this act, and an elevator boy here in the town hall should not? Yet the act says just that. Old age, according to the act, begins at 65, and in the year 1942. Therefore, our immediate problem, that is 7.5 million persons of 65 and over today, of whom 1 million are now on relief, is not solved except by relief measures, that is, grant in aid, different names, same thing. And the amount eventually to be paid as a pension is quite trivial. Wages paid in and after 1937 are the base. To get the maximum of $85 a month, a man would have had to work 45 years at a salary of $250 a month without interruption. No one, therefore, can possibly receive the maximum of $85 a month until 1982, which is a long way off. To get any benefit, even as low as $10 a month, a man must have worked 5 years after 1936, during which he received a total of $2,000. The man who is now around the 60s, unemployed, and who does not get a non-governmental, non-municipal job, the lights are driving me, by 1937 may be permanently out of luck. No man who is now over 60 can qualify, because it is necessary to work 5 years before reaching the age of 65 after 1936. Those old folks must still go to the poorhouse or get relief in some manner. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got to skip. I could not, in the few minutes that I've had, and I've skipped 4 paragraphs, analyze this bill in detail. I have not touched on its financial setup, on the dangers of vast government reserves, and the concentration of liquid wealth in government bonds, on taxation problems, on the constitutional aspects of the bill. I had time only to deal with such phases of this measure as arose from my original premise, namely, does this bill endanger our liberties, even if it does provide a greater economic security than now exists, which I deny. I think that I have indicated that its benefits are trivial, its administration confused. I have to leave that out, and its plan of uncertain advantage. But even if it were perfect, I should echo the words of William Green, President of the American Federation of Labor in the 1931 Convention. We can't have unemployment insurance without agreeing to a setup that will, to a large degree, govern and control our activities. You can't have it all one way. If you are to agree to submit consideration to this proposal and the operation of this plan, then you must be willing to give up some of the things you now possess. And what can we, Mr. Green is talking, give up and yet maintain our movement? You can't have an employment insurance plan without employment exchanges. You can't have an unemployment insurance plan without registration. You must report. You must subject yourself in every way to the control of the law. There must be, to make this system function efficiently, a card catalog of millions of names with case histories and all that would be necessary to make those card catalogs fully efficient as in Germany would be a fingerprint added to it. But I go even further than Mr. Green and say to you, watch your individual liberties. Safeguard your human rights. We must in this country remain a democracy in which the federal government is the servant, not the master of the state and of the individual citizen. No, they'll give me a light. No $15 a month pension, nor even Dr. Townsend's $200 a month pension can compensate us for the concentration of power in the federal government which these measures involve. We are naturally torn between two emotions. We despair at unemployment and hunger in old age, and yet we fear even more the consequences of government control of our lives, because we know the terrors of that. We must achieve a corrected distribution of wealth through a wider participation of the worker in the earnings of industry by constant employment, for a higher standard of living and for an equalization of opportunity. But whatever we do, let it remain within the framework of a democracy of sovereign states and free individuals.
At this point in America's town meeting of the air, we pause for station identification. Back in historic Town Hall in New York for a continuation of America's town meeting of the air. Our moderator, Mr. George B. Denny, Jr., will carry on. Mr. Denny.
Madam Secretary and Mr. Sokolsky, Town Hall is filled to capacity tonight, and I know that many of you here are eager to ask the Secretary and Mr. Sokolsky some questions. But before we get started, we've had several questions from the radio audience, and I'm going to ask just one of them because that's about all we have time for. Madam Secretary, here's a question from Mr. Alex W. Johnson in New York City. Are not the payroll taxes levied against industry going to vitally affect the future potential writings of life insurance?
I don't know that I altogether understand the purport of Mr. Johnson's question, but my impression would be that the contrary would be true. There are all too few people who have themselves taken advantage of the private purchase of annuities through the straight insurance companies. It would appear to me and to all of us who have examined these proposals that the granting of regular annuities to those who are covered by the official old age insurance system would encourage those who are not covered, those in the higher income groups, to make provision for themselves by annuity. As for the purchase of straight life insurance, I can't see that it would have any effect one way or the other.
Now then, there are a number of written questions here, but let's have some of those verbal questions. If you will rise state your name, the person to whom your question is directed, and limit your question to 25 words. Question, please. That's it. Mr. Allmartin to Mr. Sikorsky. Yes?
Which would you consider more important than practice? Individual initiative and liberty, or the salvage of 10 million human beings in an effort to raise the standard of living?
Mr. Sikorsky.
We have in this country, over a period of 6 years, facing the greatest crisis perhaps that ever faced any country in the world, through two political administrations, taken care of 10 million unemployed and possibly between 30 and 40 million people without losing our personal liberties and without destroying our structure of government.
No question.
Loader, Madam Secretary Perkins.
Mr. Loader to Madam Secretary Perkins.
Should not we merge all life insurance companies into a national system of living insurance, thereby guaranteeing life insurance savings of the people as bank deposits have been guaranteed?
Madam Secretary, should we merge all of our insurance into one great life insurance company, thereby ensuring security for all?
It occurs to me that that's a debate for another evening. It has nothing whatever to do with this subject.
Mr. Pico to Madam Secretary.
Mr. Pico to Madam Secretary.
The life insurance statistic shows that the average man dies at the age of 60, while you would give him a pension at the age of 65.
These pensions are not for the average man, but for those who live until 65 and over and become a burden upon themselves, the community, their children, and other young people if they have no provision made for them. Those who die under 60 are, of course, But under the bill, you should know this. The contributions made by a person who dies before he becomes 65 years of age, they go to his dependents, so that his dependents get the benefit of the savings he may have contributed to the system. Also, if after he begins to receive benefits, he dies before he has received as much as he has paid in, that balance also goes to his dependents.
Black to Mr. Sikorsky. Black to Mr. Sikorsky.
Mr. Sikorsky is afraid of losing his liberties if the millions of people of this country obtain Social Security. Great Britain has had social legislation. All right. Will Mr. Sikorsky not admit that in Germany and Italy the loss of liberties is due not to Social Security but to the lack of it?
Mr. Sikorsky. In Germany, they had one of the most scientifically worked out plans for Social Security that the world has ever seen. And they've had a long experience with it since the days of Bismarck. I think that you misstated what I said entirely, and I can't let you get by with that. I never said that I am afraid that if millions have Social Security, that we shall lose our liberties. I want millions to have Social Security, but I don't want to lose our liberties by having a concentration of federal power while we are finding for these millions a way to Social Security.
Question from the balcony. What's the name? Mr. Clarksford?
Mr. Sikorsky claims that the salvation of our people depends upon democracy.
Question?
Does Mr. Sikorsky honestly believe in democracy?
No, that's his personal question. The man has given a 15-minute speech on that subject. Question?
Mr. Frank Bertrand to Mr. Sokolsky. Mr. Bertrand to Mr. Sokolsky. Are we compelled to accept the pessimistic conclusion that because the present American plan, as well as some of the European experiments are impossible, that ends the question? Is there no other ideal that we can find? Mr. Sokolsky.
I'm very glad you asked that question, because we have our ideal, and we have it with us all the time. Where we fall down is that we're impatient. We're in a hurry. We don't realize what a tremendous advance, not only we as a race, but each one of us as human beings, has actually made decade by decade as we've moved along from the pre-capitalist, the poverty-stricken life that we knew wherever we started, to the high standard of living which we now have here in the world, even in times of depression everywhere, and after a great war. We're too impatient now that we have begun to see ways of achieving a high standard of living and a security, to put our methods into effect before we have thought them out, before we have worked them out, before we have discovered how to do them without at the same time destroying what we have already achieved. Even Lenin saw the wisdom occasionally of stepping back to go forward, and we don't have to step back as far as he did.
I'm going to read one of these questions that were handed in. A great many of them were handed in here. Miss Perkins, in enforcing a system of compulsory employer-employee old age insurance on a huge, complicated network of government supervisory agencies must be set up. Agencies similar to those of the NRA, which broke down under their own weight. How will this difficulty be met in the administration of Old Age Insurance Act? Helen Retcher.
I think it will not be anything like so necessary as it is assumed in this question to have a network of complicated government agencies. It is the method of administering insurance companies on a national basis or an international basis is fairly well known, and the technique is very well worked out. You have but to go into one of the large insurance companies and look at their method of handling their records and handling their administration to realize that although it is complicated to those who don't understand it, it is simple to those who know how to work it, and that those who either pay their premiums and receive their benefits are hardly aware of the operation of the system of the life insurance company. So it will be for those who pay their premiums in old age insurance and receive the benefits when they are due. Many of us own or have bought already years ago annuities on a part payment plan, and we are not aware of the complicated movements that are made by the insurance company back of the scenes. We do know that we pay when we receive a bill, we get our benefits when they are due, and it's as simple as that. The administration will be on an extremely simple basis, the only participation of the worker being his keeping of his number, keeping in his own mind and in his papers a record of his number on the file, so that he can be identified at age 65 as the same individual, whether he changes his name or dyes his hair or what he does, so that he can be identified as the individual who made the original contribution, just as you keep your insurance policy as a record that you have actually made the payment. I don't think that there will be anything like a confused or complicated system, and one should not look forward to that. Certainly the present plans are being worked out with the advice of competent people who have had long and vast experience in large insurance practice.
Madam Secretary, here's one more question from Jim Turner, Chicago, Illinois. If the Old Age Pension Act becomes a law, what will be the exemption from a financial point? For instance, two old people having a small piece of property worth about $5,000, but which couldn't be given away now, are depending on a single daughter who is sacrificing her life to look after this old couple. These people have denied themselves many things in the way of pleasures and even necessary things in order to have this property. What will be their exemption under this old age pension law?
I think we should remember, and this also ought to have been said in answer to someone who asked about the 60 and 65 problem. We ought to remember that people who are now aged and indigent are covered by the Pension Act and not by the Insurance Act. And that the Insurance Act, of course, will affect only people who are now young, or as the insurance companies call it, half old. That the Pension Act will apply to persons who are beyond the half-old age and will be eligible for pensions beyond any contributions they can have made. And that, of course, is what will be set up as security for those who are too old at the present time to build up by contributions into an insurance fund the proper offset to any payments that may be made to them. To an old couple who are depending upon a pension to see them through because they are aged and needy, they will recover under their state act whatever it happens to be. Most states have an exemption which permits a person to own free and clear property up to the value of $3,000 and still be eligible for a pension. Between those who administer, that is, own real property of some sort or other, up to the value of $3,000. Those who administer the act in this particular state will have to determine with this particular old couple whether or not their piece of property is worth $3,000 or $5,000 or whatever the exemption of that state is. If it is as described in the question that it has no value, they will, of course, be permitted to, no sale value, permitted to keep it and be eligible for a pension.
I know you won't believe that the hour is up, but it is. I'm sorry we haven't time to answer all the questions, but we hope you will continue your discussions among yourselves. On behalf of our audience here and our unseen audience throughout the country, may I thank you, Madam Secretary, and Mr. Sokolsky for your kind contributions to the discussion this evening. And now may we hear from Mr. Havrilla.
You have just heard the 8th meeting in a series of 25 weekly discussions known as America's Town Meeting of the Air, presented to you through the joint cooperation of the League for Political Education and the National Broadcasting Company. Would you like copies of tonight's broadcast or of any of the others in this series? By arrangement with one of America's leading publishing houses, these broadcasts may be obtained at the nominal cost of 10 cents if you will write directly to the League for Political Education, the Town Hall, 123 West 43rd Street, New York. Write to the League for Political Education, the Town Hall, 123 43rd Street, New York City. Copies of the earlier broadcasts are obtainable at the same price, or you may send $1 for any 10. Next week at this hour, we will depart from our usual custom of discussing political topics when Professor William Lyon Phelps of Yale University, Christopher Morley, Fannie Hurst, Francis Talbot, T.S. Stribling, Mrs. Audrey Werdeman, that's Mrs. Joseph Auslander, will meet on this platform to discuss the topic, Literature and Life. This is the National Broadcasting Company.